welcome everyone again to a special episode of Basilica of the Cudgel. We are once again here trying to observe, COVID guidelines and make sure everyone is safe before we get back into the studio. We really want to get back to play Basilica of the Cudgel again.
Yes,
yes, we do. We want it so badly. We had this conversation about it. We really want to get back to see what the elemental eye, evil eye, is doing and maybe thwart it. But before we get there, we just have one more week. If you'll stay patient with us, it's going to be worth it. One more week of a special kind of Halloween-themed episodes. In the meantime, I have been running Wild Beyond the Witchlight for my paid games. Kevin's been growing a mustache. Looks very good. Or is this Kevin's evil twin? We'll find out.
Okay,
Kevin?
so I think it's either Kevin's evil twin or it's how much time has passed since last week.
Right.
Kevin's evil twin, Nevik.
One of the lesser known
Mavic, I like
COVID,
that.
Yes.
growing a mustache.
Growing facial hair perfectly manicured.
Right. Yes, but in the meantime, sorry, I got distracted by our own Twitch chat. Looking at this is going to be a great session, everyone. No, okay, focus, laser focus. All right, so I've been really excited running Wild Beyond the Witchlight for some of my paid games. It's a fantastic campaign. It's tons of amazing role play. The people I've been running have been made funny choices, surprising me at every turn. So I thought since we have this week of delay, to let all of our Basilica people play it, because we have, of course, really fun dynamic here. We're always surprising Kevin with all of our dumb choices. So I want to see how that translates into the Witchlight Carnival. So we're going to be running a quick little one-shot set in the carnival itself with some new characters again to see how they fare in this mysterious circus and if they can figure out the mystery of the Witchlight Carnival in 3 hours or less. So without further ado, I'm going to start our joyful little music here and give a little bit of an intro. Long ago, right, the Witchlight Carnival descends from the Feywild. It's a beautiful sight to all who see it. Horses with fairy wings come in, drawing carriages, throwing out all kinds of streamers, making tents appear out of nowhere, gnomes and elves come out in all kinds of costume. It's an amazing sight that you only get to see once every 8 years if you're in the material plane. So people flock to see the sights of the Witchlight Carnival, have adventures and experiences they'll never forget. And once upon a time, these 4 new souls that we're going to join today visited the carnival, and perhaps knownst or unbeknownst to them, they lost something there. Something was taken from them. And they've dealt with that loss for 8 years or more, multiples of 8, maybe even if they went there 16 years ago, 24. But now, finally, they have the means to perhaps get it back. So we're going to kind of jump in and join our new characters, see what they've been doing with their lives ever since they've lost what they've lost, and perhaps give them a shot to go to the carnival and find it out. So I'm going to go... Let's see, Kevin, you're on the left here. So what is your character doing right now? Give us a cool action shot. Who's your character? What does he look like? What is he up to?
Well, Lix, the goblin fighter, apparently, upon leaving the carnival, could not find his green skin. He immediately turned albino when he left the carnival. And when he tried to go back, the whole damn thing had disappeared. Couldn't find it.
Yeah, it does that.
Yeah, it went back into big open space, nothing around. So for the past 8 years, he has been living a back alley life, basically a drunkard, taking on odd jobs such as cleaning, chamber pots and, living off the streets, basically. He's a goblin without his skin, and Lix is his name. He doesn't feel like a true goblin.
No.
And when he heard that this carnival, the one that took his skin or lost it, oh boy, he has been preparing to go back to this damn thing. He's been practicing throwing darts at stuff. He's been practicing shooting balls. He's been practicing shooting, he went to a carnival game symposium.
Oh.
Hopefully, to get his green skin.
Waiting for his revenge. I like
Yes.
it.
Yes.
So This you know it came back. You saw flyers. It's back. You're getting it. It comes at night. Meanwhile, it goes actually night and lasts until dawn. So you're kind of like waiting, drinking the day away at a tavern, perhaps.
Yeah.
And finally, when the moon sets and time has approached, a mysterious figure, a very small, mysterious hooded figure, slips you a parchment with a fresh drink. You pick up the drink. You see the parchment under it, and it just says, "To find what you seek, go to the carnival and ask for ET." And then with that, the hooded figure's gone.
Yes. Get that shit back.
Nice. All right. So Azayaka, who is playing Sir Percival, apparently, tell us about him and what he's been doing in this time.
Hello, I am Azayaka Cosplay, and today I will be playing the Harengon, Sir Percival Miffington, who seems quite a fool, a bumbling idiot. But apparently he is actually a rather effective hitman. And he is currently on a job, very openly stalking his mark, not trying to hide it at all. But somehow he's gonna get the job done.
Yeah, so you do. You got your latest job done. You got a nice big payout, but you go to your usual spot, and there's a corner, like in Neverwinter, a seemingly innocent little package box that people come to get their packages, and you always go like at midnight to meet and get your next assignment. You go to get your next assignment, you find a red envelope that always has your assignments. You open it up, and it also says, "To find what you seek, head to the Witchlight Carnival and ask for ET."
Does this envelope have 3 symbols on it? A circle, a triangle, and a square?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's got 2 little squares. You gotta throw them down. There's a handsome man in a suit now. You do notice the handwriting is different than your usual supplier of these jobs. But somehow they copied the envelope correctly.
Okay. So Percival does not remember what he lost at the carnival, but he knows it's very important.
All right, yeah, so he's going to set out to the next job. Maybe does he even remember that the carnival is where he's lost, or is he just going thinking, this is my next job?
Well, what does the invitation say?
It says, "To find what you seek, go to the Witchlight Carnival and ask for ET."
Oh, yeah. He thinks this is a job, because it appeared at the drop-off spot where he gets his jobs from.
And real quick, this is exciting. Tell us what the Harengon is. This is new to Witchlight.
Ah, yes. The Harengon is Rabbitkin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little pun on here and gone, because their ability is to be able to jump like 20 feet as a bonus action. It's pretty nice. Yeah, that's sweet, awesome. Sweet. All right, so our man in the chair here, Roman.
Yes.
Managing the stream and playing. Who are you playing today?
Today I am playing a human warlock called Maudit. And he is his patron is a celestial. A little bit about Maudit. When he was about 15 years old, he lost his virginity to a mermaid at the carnival. And he feels like he lost a part of his innocence when he did that. So he decided to join a church and to pray every day to try to get that peace back. I'm
not gonna ask how he lost his virginity to a mermaid.
Right?
Hey, you guys don't have to know.
Detachable penis.
And
Peter's face.
And yeah, I mean, Maudit is he's an acolyte. He lived more than 15 years in a church, and he's just trying to help as many people as he can. Like, he prays to a unicorn.
Oh, interesting.
The unicorn entity, and he is trying his best to heal people and to just be a good guy.
Altar boy, church, carnival, lost it.
So Maudit, he's doing his daily prayers, and there's always at the morning there's a mail call. One of the acolytes comes in and hands out the letters. It's don't get many letters because you don't really live a very social life. You're in you're in your temple. Maybe you interact with the villagers, but yeah, you surprisingly get a letter addressed to you. It's not asking you about your car's insurance. It's telling you basically in a red envelope. It comes in and it says, "To find what you seek, go to the Witchlight Carnival and ask for ET."
He remembers the Witchlight Carnival, and then he has like a nosebleed.
Oh, jeez. Nice.
Does he want his innocence back?
Right? So with that no...
He's still a man. Like...
How quickly will he lose it again?
Right. Get it back just to lose it again. He'll, little nosebleed trickle will happen, and we cut back to Bartleby, our last character. Peter, tell us about Bartleby.
About 16 years ago, when he was 10, Bartleby went to the carnival actually with his parents, and he had a marvelous time. It was a good family outing. His father was a wizard of great renown, an instructor at the Neverwinter Academy. His mother was a librarian, native to the Stacks, and between the two of them, they began his instruction from a young age when he prestidigitized at about 16 months old.
Oh.
And it was the last happy memory he would make with his family. On their way out of the carnival, they took a wrong turn, and one magical event attracts another, and they accidentally stepped through the mists of Ravenloft.
Whoa.
And they spent several months fighting for survival in the back alleys of the settlements and the dark forest, until one night he and his family were cornered by a pack of werewolves, and unfortunately Bartleby was the last one to make it out. And a few minutes later, the sun broke. Some band of adventurers had slain Strahd von Zarovich, and Bartleby was able to make his way back to Neverwinter. And so since then, he has been a full-time graduate student at the Neverwinter Academy, seeking out all kinds of lore and bizarre monster facts. He's a average height youngish man, red hair, stubble, speaks with a strange foreign accents that he picked up in Barovia and can't seem to shake.
Wow, I think I shouldn't have the circus music playing over that tragic backstory.
Grimdark.
Right. So yeah, one windy night, you follow Bartleby, and he's chasing some leads to study on a new monster, and you're investigating for the people. They ask you many things because you're so knowledgeable. So you're investigating some strange claw marks, and then suddenly a woman, a simple barmaid it seems, on her break, sitting outside of a tavern, she suddenly looks at the shocked expression. She's pale, and she just hands you a note. She's just like, "Excuse me, sir, are you Bartleby?"
Yeah, Bartleby Hopshot.
And she just hands you this. She goes, "I was told to give you this." And then, as almost in a trance, she just kind of hands you this note and walks away. And the note says, "To find what you seek, to learn the secrets of your past, seek out E.T. at the Witchlight Carnival."
Gottanima. I have to go back.
He does have to go back. And we kind of zoom in on Bartleby's shocked expression as we find out he has to go back. And then we cut back out and zoom again. And this time Bartleby is still nighttime. The stars are in the sky outside of this carnival. You've traveled, you've gotten some leave from school, and you see, in front of you is this amazingly just gorgeous, colorful place. I'll get the map going here. You can see, all kinds of tents with striped roofs, and ones look like cupcakes. Some look like party hats. Lights are being strung up in all kinds of magical colors. Candles are floating in the air by themselves, just showing you this gorgeous river that rings this fairground. And it looks just as it did when you were a child 16 years ago. And you kind of look, you see E.T., that's the name you're supposed to seek out, and there's the ticket booth in front of you, a nice little building shaped like a cupcake. There's a little rope separating general line from reservations. You go to pick up your reservation from E.T., and you find standing in front of you, looking kind of impatient, there is an albino goblin, a little rabbit folk, and this very saintly-looking fellow. And they kind of turn to you, and they're standing around a little gnome in front of the ticket booth. And the little gnome just pipes up and goes, "Hey, sir, excuse me, sir, can you say something for me?"
What?
Just give me a sentence.
I do not know who you are.
That's it. Okay, yeah, so white goblin, rabbit, saintly man, and guy with the weird accent. You are the four I'm looking for. I was instructed to give you these. And he reaches over this counter and kind of pulls out a little just simple wooden box ordained with a unicorn, a faded unicorn painting on it. And he pulls out 4 paper tickets that say, welcome to the Witchlight Carnival. And he goes, I was instructed by an ET to give you 4 of these. She said you're supposed to be here.
Yes, E.T. I believe he is the person who will be giving me my next job.
She said, the gnome just kind of shrugs, and he's like, yeah, sure, whatever, I don't know. Just you're supposed to take these, and there's 4 of you supposed. She says, stay together, the 4 of you, that you have great things to do together. That's all she said. But as for me, my job is just to tell you how it works around here. So basically, keep your ticket on you at all times. Do not lose it. If you lose it, and then just kind of like trails off and like shudders. Just don't lose your ticket. Also, just for extra security, you have to wear these. And he pulls out 4 little tiny sets of fairy wings. Like little fake toy wings with wire and like nice little cloth painted over it. Look like butterfly wings. And they have little straps on them so you can wear them. And he hands 1 to each of you. And he goes, to make sure we know that you're a paying customer, you have to wear these wings at all times.
Do I remember having to do this when I was a child?
You remember that you didn't have wings when you were a child, actually. This is new to you.
This is most unusual.
He looks again kind of distant, the gnome. And he kind of ruffles his little like gray hair and he goes, it's a new security policy. Just please wear your wings, keep your tickets on you at all times. If you want to visit an attraction, just give me your ticket and they'll punch it for you. But yeah, I don't know. E.T. said she's going to be inside and she's supposed to meet you. She says she's a gnome. She's like a gnome with like a nice little lute. Very nice lute. But yeah, I don't know. Just go find her and have a good time.
Well then, I suppose we had best be off. I've never worked in a group before. But if that is what my commissioner wants, then that is what I shall do.
I would like to give this unusual hair creature once over and see if I can determine the nature of its traditional employment.
The Herringon?
Yes, the Herringon.
Okay, yeah, you can give her it's an insight. I imagine you're not trying to deceive him. Or are you trying to keep something secret? Okay.
Nope.
13.
Would this be insight or investigation?
That could be investigation too.
Danke. This investigation, that makes it an 18.
Alright, so 13, 18. Oh wow, okay. So that's pretty good to get a grasp. So give a physical description, I guess, of Sir Percival and maybe what weapons, if any, he has.
I'd also like to see if I could deduce his occupation. Does he mean anyone harm?
Sir Percival is a very upright rabbit. Looks well groomed. He has a monocle, a top hat, very well-fitted velvet vest with a little pocket watch chain hanging out of it. He looks like a proper British gentleman. You see a quarterstaff on his back, but that's kind of all you see. He looks like a proper British gentleman. I don't know how else you would deduce what he does for a living.
Does he carry poisons or anything?
No.
No,
Nothing
okay.
you can tell.
No immediate visual cues as to what exactly you have been commissioned for, then.
Oh, if you mean my occupation, yes, I am a hitman.
Bartleby removes his overcoat because it will make putting the wings on a little easier, and you see on his vest the emblem of the Neverwinter City Guard Investigative Division.
Whoops.
I don't seem perturbed by this.
It's true that the carnival itself settles down, kind of in the wild, so it's outside of Neverwinter. Whether you have jurisdiction in here would be up in the air.
Yes, but unfortunately, these wings will not fit well over my traveling attire.
And Gnome just kind of scratches his head and he goes, well, buddy, it's kind of policy to keep them on at all times. It's really above my pay grade. Can you please just do it? I just don't want anything to happen.
Percival puts his on with delight. He seems thrilled by these wings.
I slowly slip mine over my vest and begin tucking mine overcoat in my knapsack.
What about the Lix and Mata? Are you guys putting on your wings compliantly?
I put on my wings and I look at myself in the mirror, kind of like trying to make myself look good. Like
It's a funhouse mirror, so you're like all like curvy.
oh, I'm like oh. I would like to roll a perception check to see if I can find the mermaid.
Okay. Is Lix putting on his wings while you do that?
Yeah.
Are they too big for? Are they too big for you?
He gives him child-sized wings, so they're noticeably smaller than all of yours.
You notice that Lix is very covered up, almost like a, what do you call those things? Jawas? Like, he's got a very dark green overcoat, everything, trying to hide his skin and his color from everybody right now.
Yeah, so from where you're standing, Mata, in the entrance, you only can kind of see the big top in the distance. You know, the ticket booths, like the games that are coming right off the front section. So you can't quite see any mermaids at the moment. He does also, as he sees you looking around confused, he hands you a map, the little gnome. And he hands you this map that we're seeing on screen right now.
Oh, why you very well thank my child.
Us?
He just looks at you up at you like confused. He's just like, yeah, you're welcome. Can you guys go? You're kind of holding up the line. You see there's a line just growing behind you right now.
No problem.
Well then, let us be off.
In we go.
Yeah, so you go in and immediately, you know, you hear the sights and sounds. You hear children, someone yelling out of happiness, some yelling because they want more snacks. You see like a little halfling couple arguing as they're going by, dwarfs eating large carton candies that are almost like half the size of their body. It's a nice even mixture of joy and other emotions happening in the carnival. It's very lively though, that's sure for one thing. And as you...
Oh, excuse me, sorry. No, excuse me. I thought you were... my bad.
Sorry. As you guys kind of make it right to the entrance, you make it to this crossroads right here in the middle. You know, before you can decide where to go, you start to hear a kind of a little jaunty tune. And you wonder where it's coming from. You see this little red wagon coming your way. Kind of piloting it, aka dragging it around, is a little monkey with a vest and a little fez hat. And he's just kind of turning this crank as he's going, making this music pop out of it. It's got like little organ, you know, horns. It's kind of going dun 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 dun, and the monkey's just kind of like, you know, somewhat like bored pulling this thing. And in front of it is a goblin, a green goblin, dressed as a ladybug, and he's rattling like a tin cup, like asking people for stuff. But you see, instead of giving him gold, when people try to give him gold, he stops them and asks for buttons instead. And he furnishes a cloak that's full, sewn with all different kinds of buttons of shapes and sizes.
I immediately charge the goblin and grab it by its arm.
What are you doing, man?
What?
Give me my skin back, damn it.
I don't have your skin.
I'm gonna...
Is this the target? And I start to pull out a pair of brass knuckles and put them on.
You stole my skin.
Everybody being calm. I do not think that we should use violence in this place.
Yes, what's the singing man says.
I'm going to intimidate.
Okay, do it.
I gotta find my character.
Oh, he's still gone.
There it is. Nope, there it is. All right, character is here. Where are you? And here's my intimidation roll, which I have a -1 on.
Of course.
Yep. 4 and 11, baby.
11. He drops his cup and as buttons are scattering to the ground, he's just kind of wrestling against you.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I don't know anything about your skin. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Because this is going
I'm
far
gonna
enough.
start wrestling with him. And then
This
just
has gone
roll
far
around
enough.
in the dirt. I literally am gonna just wrestle.
He just kind of goes limp, so you're just kind of tossing around like a rag doll right now.
Yeah,
He's
we're
not
just-
resisting.
We're just gonna roll around in the dirt.
So he's
And I
rolling.
scream, Give it back!
He's rolling. He's just crying right now. He's sobbing. He's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I just want buttons. I'll give you whatever you want.
Bartleby is going to shout in heavily accented Goblin, that's enough! And I'm going to try to pull Licks off.
All right. Will Licks resist?
Not all of my 3 foot, 80-pound frame.
Okay.
Nope.
So you pull him off and you leave this green goblin like just in a heap in his wrinkled ladybug costume, just like crying on the ground.
You suck, man.
What is going on here? Why did you assault this ladybug goblin thing?
Took my skin.
You appear to have skins that is just serviceable, Sergio. And I'm carefully putting it down.
We can always find you some chicken skin. I know they make it here with a lot of sea salt.
I just kick some dirt and pout.
Is this a target or not? And I'm just like dancing around, like not sure what to do. Like, well, do I kill him or not?
Ladies and
Right
gentlemen,
now.
I've been charged to meet E.T.
Yeah, don't kill him right now.
We all have been charged to meet E.T. Where may we find this E.T. ladybug goblin? The sooner you tell us, the sooner I will be able to drag this one away.
He just gets up and starts like, he's still like sobbing, kind of like doing what he can to smooth out his costume, but it's like just dirty now. He's like, I don't know an E.T. Please just let me go.
I have an idea, gentle folks. I see on the map that there's a staff area. Perhaps we can ask over there.
He's like, yes, please, just whatever, just let me go, please.
Well, here, lad, have a button.
He takes the button, he goes, thank you, and he just runs off. He starts kind of just trying to gather all the buttons that have dropped when Lick's tackled him.
Delightful chap.
So here's a fun mechanic of Witchlight. I'll draw your attention to the corner of the map if you want to zoom in on that, Roman. The bottom right. You see this weird little mural of faces. So I'm going to use a token of, I'm going to use a Lix token since Lix is the one who instigated this. You can see Lix is in the neutral position. So this tracks the mood of the carnival right now. You can see, it's a fey carnival. It runs on the emotions of the people around it. So as you watch this poor goblin gathering up his buttons, and he kind of leaves you guys in a crying mess, the monkey dragging the little cart has stopped playing music, and he just kind of like gathers his goblin friend and just like, sadly drags his cart away. You see other onlookers just disperse. They were enjoying the show. They're going to give you guys dirty looks. Some kids are like crying. Their parents are dragging them away from this violent scene. You can see the lights around you are dimming. And the music is like softening around you, almost as if the carnival itself is reacting to what just happened here. And you see that on my little mood tracker here, the carnival's mood is going down. It's becoming a less happy place based on your actions. So something to keep in mind. But with that, the scene parts and you're kind of just left, the four of you standing in the middle of the carnival in silence.
I think we're heading over to the staff.
Okay. Yeah, so if you make your way, it's behind the big top, you notice. So you kind of skirt the big top, and as you get to where the staff area is labeled, you see a 20-foot high wall of thorny brambles that's kind of blocking the way to the staff area.
I just wanted to tell you, Sergio, that I purposely led the party to the staff area because it's close to the Silver Song Lake where I believe the mermaid is.
Nice. So as you're waiting, you kind of just see this impenetrable wall of brambles. You suddenly hear a voice projected as if by magic, and you suddenly hear, "Ladies and gentlemen, the show will begin in 10 minutes. If you want to see a real-life mermaid sing, grab a seat in front of Silver Song Lake. This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience."
I believe everybody loves mermaids. Why don't we go check it out?
But we must find this E.T.
I think the mermaid has answers to what we're looking for.
The mermaid can tell us who our target is.
Exactly.
I'm
I'm
very
going to
partial to fish, but
I'm
Very
going to insight the shit out of this.
Do it.
I'm gonna do deception then.
Let's see what we get.
So, is this straight insight, or would this also be investigation?
I say insight because you're trying to determine his motive right now.
16.
I got a 14.
All right, so yeah, you just barely edge out. You can see he looks just excited to go to this particular lake for reasons. And what does Martin look like? Is his face giving it away?
Got a little nosebleed.
Marty's sweaty, and he has a tell is that he just sponges his forehead every time he lies.
What is it that draws you to the mermaids, Mr. Singing Man?
Well, I just think that mermaids have answers to questions that are asked. So, would you like us to go see the mermaid?
What the hell? It's not like we have anything else to do.
Fine.
Let's be off then.
All right, so you make that nice little journey to the lake, and you see as people are gathering, there's a nice little crowd there. They're sitting down on the lawn, just someone got a blanket, someone just sit right on the grass, and you hear that voice again projected. You see a little human. There's this lake, and it's got a little clamshell on it and a rock in the middle of it. There's a human standing on that rock addressing you from across the lake, and he's like, 5 minutes till showtime, folks. Grab a nice seat. 5 minutes till showtime.
Ooh, let's get into the front row.
Are you gonna push your way into the front row?
Yes.
Right. So you push past some kids.
I'm just like, excuse me, assassin coming through. Don't get between me and my target.
Assassin? What?
I do not know this person.
You step on something
I call
soft.
directly to you. Come on over, Modit.
Oh dear.
Oh man.
You step on something soft as you're kind of making your way through, and you kind of just hear a ow. You see a kenku, dressed in bright blue with some fairy wings as well. Kenku's like a raven person, talks through mimicry, and this kenku just looks at you and he just goes, "Watch where you're going, buddy."
What are you doing down there on the ground?
You just hear now a kid's voice comes out of it. I'm just sitting like I was told to.
Well, probably better not sit on your face on the ground.
You should hear a female voice come out of it. I'll sit on your face.
Well, quite enough of that.
I'm getting a nosebleed.
I had that little dabbing cloth here. I need it as well.
Oh, I do not believe that you want mine.
Well, very well. I have my own handkerchief.
Kenku just kind of shoves sideways and it goes, "Watch where you're going next time."
Just going to bustle away from that weird ass Kenku.
So you find the Bobby what?
Bartleby is just in the back watching this, and he snaps his fingers, and a tortoiseshell cat appears on his shoulder.
Tortoiseshell cat?
Yeah.
Is that a breed of cat?
Yeah.
No.
What does it look like?
It's a coat pattern. It's not a breed.
I was thinking I wasn't sure if it's like a fey cat that has a tortoiseshell, if it actually is like a cat.
No. The cat, she's awful cute. She's got a little sort of salmon nose, and her fur is
looking up
sort of
tortoiseshell
speckled with black and brown. She's adorable.
Interesting. Okay. When did you sidetrack the DM? Oh, it is adorable. That's a very cute little coat. Multicolored. Anyways. Okay, you're petting your cat. You got a nice view of the crowd. You see this little altercation with the Kenku happen as you're just petting your adorable cat. Does Lix go up with the crew, or is he staying back? Anything, Lix? He's deciding. Going forward? Okay, so 3 of you are going forward. You get a nice seat in front. And at that time, you see a form enter the water and kind of slither through. You see makings of a blue tail, some purple. And the human finally says, "Ladies and gentlemen, give your attention to Palasha." And that name sticks out to you, Monty. It's the same one. And you see this gorgeous creature jump into that clamshell, and she starts singing her song. So you start to feel things go quiet, lights kind of dim, as magical lighting is coloring a rainbow around this clamshell. And you hear this open her mouth into like this clear song, crystal clear, as like the water from just a nice untouched like forest brook comes out of her mouth.
She's beautiful, isn't she? Oh.
Yes, quite attractive. Is she the target? I would hate to kill such a beautiful creature, but if it must be done.
It's just
As you're
like I remembered it.
as memories go flooding back to you, Maudit, that day, that private moment you shared with her, the picture's almost flooding to your mind, and then suddenly you hear, "You suck! Stop singing, you suck!" And she's singing through it. But then again you hear another voice from another spot in the crowd come out, and she goes, "I paid for this! This is garbage!
I want
Boo!
to roll perception check to see who's saying this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck. I'm just standing here like, why don't you do what she's doing, huh?
So it seems like multiple people to you with your perception. You hear different voices coming from different parts of the crowd. It seems like other people are starting to kind of go on like, "Shut up, buddy!" And they're like, "Yeah, no, you shut up!" And people are starting to get unruly and start attacking each other. At this point, Palasha is like, her song is breaking, and she's like looking concerned. She pauses for a moment just to look at the crowd before she starts singing again. But her voice is getting shaky.
Nelly, find some.
No.
All right, she has an advantage on perception, or
I'm gonna go put my hands on the glass and just stare. Oh.
okay. So I'll say you have an advantage because you're in the back, so you get a nice view of this.
Okay.
So as Nelly is investigating, she'll be able to find something.
All right. 19. I'm just gonna roll it. Let me double check the cat stats.
Okay.
Investigation would be intelligence, right, or wisdom?
Investigation's intelligence. I'm thinking more perception though.
Oh, perception.
I
That's
guess Nelly's trying to like sniff it out.
that's a dirty 20 then, since
Okay.
that's a wisdom skill.
So you hear suddenly as you're all looking around, again you kind of send Nelly out. Nelly disappears into the crowd, and then again you hear like a "You suck!" and then suddenly, "Meow!" And you see Nelly jump up on someone. It looks to be like a tall humanoid, and she's like just going at him, and then he dives into the crowd, and people are kind of like scuffling around, but then all of a sudden people start retreating, and Nelly comes back to you looking very pleased, and she's kind of like licking her lips, almost as if she tasted something very tasty to her. And with that brief little scuffle, suddenly things go quiet and people just sit down and watch the rest of the song. The mermaid, now formerly shaken, now getting her confidence back, finishes off with a crescendo. And as her voice hits that really high note and she holds it, the waters around her start to move. And they kind of like spray up around her, reflecting the light. Jets are shooting up. You see like swans gather around making a circle. And when she finally ends that note, the water just pops and a little rainbow appears ahead of her. That's the end of her song.
Oh, bravo! Very well done. Oh, it's a shame that I have to slit your throat now.
Oh God.
Right?
Nelly,
I'm imagining a singer like out of The Fifth Element.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I like that.
Same.
And the rest of the crowd shares your sentiments. You all see that they're gathering, they're standing ovationing. And we go back to the kind of bottom right here, and you see that the mood is improving. The lights look brighter. Kids are happy as you kind of return to the din of the carnival noise. You hear more laughter, and you see more smiles as things seem to have improved dramatically. The carnival's mood rises 2 steps, now turning toward a positive direction.
I'm going to rejoin my companions and say, well, that was certainly diverting, but we need to go back to our mission. We need to find this E.T.
Yes, I'm just gonna ask the mermaid. She perhaps has an answer.
She's like signing autographs. She's swam up to the shore and she's like meeting. She's like shaking kids' hands, you know, posing for drawings, signing autographs.
I do not
Go home.
I do not think that she will be particularly knowledgeable on this. Is there someone else? Is there a minder or someone running the line to meet her?
You do see a a little goblin, not a goblin, sorry, a little gnome. no, not calm down, Licks. A little gnome with fairy wings on and like dressed in a clown outfit, and he's guiding the line. He's like, one drawing each.
I think we should ask this fellow.
Maybe we should double down. Maybe we should put our eggs in different baskets. I will go as the mermaid. You as the gnome.
Go ask the mermaid for your autograph.
I see you wait in line, and as you're waiting, you guys approach the gnome, and he's just kind of sitting there, one this way, 5-second meeting, one handshake, no hugs.
Entschuldigung, mein Herr.
He just looks at you, goes, Gesundheit.
We have received these letters, and I show him mine, asking us to come here and meet an E.T. Where might we find this E.T.?
He looks up at you and he just kind of looks confused and he goes, E.T., they don't have anyone that works by that name as far as I know. And this letter doesn't look like anything we make. Our advertising is usually more colorful than this. True, but you're trying to find a carnival guest, I think. Not one of us Witchlight hands. Where you might want to look? I think a lot of people tend to gather at the, everybody needs to eat at some point, so they all gather at the feasting orchard. But I think you're trying to people watch. You might want to go there. It's usually where a lot of customers end up at one point in their day.
I'm gonna say that. Go ahead.
Meine Goblinoid und rabbity friend, what do you think?
Well, if we need to go and investigate, find out who our commissioner is, then that's what we must do. I must say, investigation is rather a strong suit of mine. I'm quite good at it. And killing people.
You talk often and loudly about killing people.
Yes.
But meanwhile, Marty, you've made finally to the end of the line, and you see the mermaid. She hugs a little girl, and gives her like a little. The girl gives her a flower, and she just takes it so graciously, and then waves goodbye to the girl, and then Tony goes, "Next, please," and she waves you up.
Hi.
She just looks at you. She goes, "It's all right, darling. Come on, don't be shy."
Hello.
Hello. Did you like the concert?
I loved it.
Oh, it gives me such joy to hear. I love bringing joy to the people at the carnival. What was your favorite part?
You.
Oh, you're so sweet. So I don't mean to rush you on, but we have so many people that I want to see them all. So we can just do a quick handshake, and if you want to pose for an autograph or something.
Do you remember me?
He just looks confused, and she goes, "Oh, you were here last week with that party of Eladrin, weren't you?"
Yes, that's right.
Oh yes, you guys brought that fresh kelp for me. Oh, that was so adorable.
Yes. Okay, I gotta go. And I leave, and I'm just like.
As you run off, like, "Oh, don't you want an autograph?" And
I'm
her
already
voice
gone.
fades.
I'm already
Yep.
gone. Like I'm kind of mad at myself. Like I grabbed this notepad that I have for autographs. I'm just like ripping it. I go into a corner on my knees and I try to go for a prayer.
Oh.
Try to channel my celestial patron. Like, oh, I did not have the strength to talk to her. Please help me. And we can cut to someone else.
Yes, yeah. you just you see a mime in very muted clown clothing. It doesn't look very colorful. He's got these little note cards. He's on the big signboards he's carrying around with him, and they have different phrases on him. And suddenly, as you're kind of saying, "Send me a sign," a wind comes and almost blows him over. He kind of almost trips over you. He's kind of bows to you, sorry, grabs his little signboards and walks off. And you notice that one signboard has fallen at your feet. and on it is written, "Get over it."
Thank you, Celestial.
Meanwhile, you're walking over to the feasting orchard, I imagine. You see him sitting there on the ground just like this.
Are you quite all right there, man?
I am better, yes.
Is that a little bit of blood coming out of your nose?
Oh, no.
My goodness, pull yourself together. Is this your first mission?
No. I'm
What?
fine.
Well then, we shall be off over to the what was it again?
The feasting orchard, I believe.
Yes, the feasting orchard. You make your way just quickly around the lake. You see one last look at Palasha, the mermaid, as she just, unperturbed, just rubs kind of flows her hair and then says goodbye to her adoring fans, closing that chapter of your life. And you make your way to the feasting orchard where a different kind of music is playing. You hear all kinds of jaunty tunes. You see that the bards of the carnival have gathered here. And they're playing all kinds of just really upbeat music. There's people gathered. There's all kinds of pie stands that are shaped like barrels. There's berry drink stands. People are just getting piles and piles of food, way too much. Dwarves with stacks of pancakes that are as large as them. There's elves on stilts. It's a very fun vibe.
Go ahead.
As you kind of pass through the entrance, taking it all in, you suddenly hear a dwarf, and he almost grabs your arm, Blix. He kind of almost drags you over to a table where there's a huge stack of pies. And he's like, "You look pretty hardy, good sir. How'd you like to join a competition and fight for your life?"
Hey,
Good. You look very eager. Good. So how do you feel about eating?
where's the food?
He motions over to his little wooden table, where he's got stacks of custard pies. He goes, "So here's the deal. You want to enter a competition? You can eat as much as you like. Just don't puke."
Let's eat.
All right. What about your compatriots? Anyone else want to join our game?
No, they don't want to eat.
I'm too busy doing a really stupid dance.
I will play with our little friend.
All right. He kind of drags you over. He looks up at Bartleby just to kind of, enticingly eh?
Oh, thank you. And I'm going to begin walking around and see if I spot anything that looks like an ET or catch mention of an ET.
Okay. So he seats the dwarf seats you two over, and he waits for 2 more chairs to be filled. He fills them with a very buff orc who's wearing no shirt, and a kilt.
What happens? I speak orc.
So this buff orc is in, and then there's a tiny child, a small red curly-headed child. Just kind of sits down. And he's his parents "Oh, good job, Benny. You're gonna do great, Benny." And they sit down, and the dwarf is "All right, we got 4 people here. 4 people. I just need to punch each of your tickets 1 time for your admission fee into the game." And he punches each of your tickets, punches Benny's, punches the orcs. Because here's the deal. What you're gonna do is we're gonna see who can eat the most cupcakes in 1 minute. You're gonna play custard pie. So you're gonna eat all the custard pie you can. Stuff your face. Don't puke. I mean it. This is a new outfit. 60 seconds. Eat as much as you can when I ring this bell. Are you ready? Are you ready, Goblin?
Eat.
Are you ready, sir?
Yes.
Are you ready, Orc? And he just goes, "Yeah!" And Mr. Benny, are you ready? And Benny has a little fork and knife. He tucks his napkin. He goes, "Yeah." All right.
No, I'm afraid of Benny. He is going to win. He has the tools.
3, 2, 1, go! And he starts ringing the bell. So here's what we're gonna do. So you have 60 seconds. We're gonna do it in 3-second rounds. You eat 1 pie in 3 seconds. So first pie happens, 3 seconds. I need you both to roll a Constitution modifier.
Yeah.
Or a Constitution saving throw.
Something I'm fairly good at. That's an 18.
Woo, that's a 21.
All right. What are your con modifiers?
+2.
+2? Okay. What's yours, Licks?
+2.
+2. So you both have 5. Okay. So that first 15 seconds passes really easily. You stuff your face. Your constitution is helping you just stuff your face with all these. You're eating. The orc is also just like shoving them in his mouth. Benny's like going really slow. Benny's like, he's cutting it. He's like just eating one little bite at a time. He's going at a steady clip.
He's gonna win.
So yeah, after those first 5, that's the first 15 seconds happens. Then on the 18th second, now I need you both to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, Maudie, you're fine on the first. You have 21.
How about a natural 20 for a 24?
Okay, yeah. So you two, 18 seconds pass. You're still eating. The orc is still eating. Benny's still eating. 21 seconds now. Another Constitution saving throw.
19.
11.
11. Okay, Marty, you suddenly have a twinge in your stomach, but you keep stuffing it down. Licks, you're still going.
I forgot that I'm lactose intolerant.
Oh god. The orc is still double fisting him. He's going. Benny suddenly, like, he gets halfway through his pie and he just goes like, you see him turn and just fall off his chair, and Benny is done.
Take that, you little brat! That's right. Keep going, Licks.
All right, yeah.
Keep going, Mordit.
The dwarf is getting into. Oh, Benny's down, everyone! All right, we have 2 contestants, and this orc is the favorite to win, folks. I'm taking bets on the side. Another Constitution saving throw.
Oh, I did poorly. Sorry, Licky.
Shit! I rolled a 1!
Oh no!
Oh no. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna use your rules, Kevin. Roll me a D100.
Oh my god!
It's just crit failed on this.
All right, let me go. I have to roll it in. Okay, in there. There he goes. Hold on. Ready? Roll.
All right. Just to give you a quick preview of what happens, Maudie, you take 5 custard damage.
Okay.
39.
All right.
Are you still up?
Yeah, I still have 5 hit points.
Okay. Oh yeah. So you take again. You start to twinge. You feel acidities like just coming up your breath, and you stifle it. Licks, you're fine. You're just gonna take the basic custard damage. 39. You feel a little sick, but you take 8 custard damage.
Oh,
Wow.
Shit.
Are you dead?
No, I have fairly high constitution.
Yeah.
I have 14 hit points. So
There you go. Okay. Yes. That you felt a twinge, but you're still going. So next time, 27 seconds pass. One more Constitution saving throw.
All right,
no.
here we go.
We're still
I rolled
rolling.
another. Oh, it's a 7. Never mind. I thought it was a 1. 7.
Ooh,
plus
natural
4,
20.
11.
All right.
Let's
Maudie,
go.
your second win kicks in. Licks, you got a 7. All right. That's gonna mean you take
That's an 11 total. Of 11.
11 total. Okay. So you're fine. You're slowing down, but you're fine. The orc took a hit though. So you see him start to kind of like turn even greener as he's starting to slow down now. He's not double fisting anymore. He's just taking one at a time. We get to the halfway point. 30 seconds only. The dwarf is now working up the crowd. He's like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're halfway through. Our contestants are all looking a little greener on the face. No offense, Mr. Orc. They're all looking a little green. Let's keep going. He keeps going. All right, another Constitution saving throw. All
12.
right, Maudie, you're in the game still.
Let's go 20.
Licks, you're still in the game. All right. That's a D12. Hold on. The orc is still in the game. You guys are all now. Just the crowd is cheering. You're all getting back into it. Who knows?
Right, boys, give them the old 1-2.
You're getting a full, but it's still going. You still got 30 seconds of this contest left. One more Constitution saving throw.
I'm doing this for
Total
you, my
of
lady.
14.
Ah,
Yeah, I think Maudie, let's see. Maudie's going to take 4 custard damage.
I'm almost dead.
You're just starting to slow down so badly now. You're on the edge. Blix, you're still fine. I think you rolled
14 total.
14. You're good. Okay. Our orc friend, he got a 16. So he's still fine. Maudie's starting to slow down. The dwarf picking up on this now. He's like, oh, folks, if you bet on this this human fellow over here, you're not in luck. It's just between the goblin and the orc now. It seems like our human is slowing down. He's going to be the next to fall off and join Benny on the floor.
Yeah.
Trust me, I can still keep going.
Another Constitution saving throw.
Please, my unicorn. Patreon, help me.
9.
11.
11. You're fine. The orc is also fine. He's starting to slow down a little bit. Licks.
9.
A 9. Oh, Licks, just barely. Your stomach is churning something fierce as you take 7 more custard damage.
Oh, that's it for me.
You guys in here go, that's it for me! He just collapses face first into his custard pie. Yep. You hear several people in the audience are just like, several like Goliaths, like, oh, come on, man, bets on him! Ah!
Don't worry, I can heal him after this.
Do you have to roll death saves because of the fucking pie?
No, he just gets knocked down. He's just knocked out for now. So it's just Maudie and the orc now. All right, Maudie, another Constitution saving throw.
No!
The orc is still going strong. Maudie, you take 2 custard damage.
I'm like, I'm sorry, legs, I cannot help. And I just like face plant in my pocket.
Oh. And with that, the 3 of you joined Benny on the floor, and the orc is like, yeah! Eat it! He's like starts flexing his muscles.
God.
The dwarf's like, well, folks, we got a winner, and for you, my good sir, if you can stomach anything else, I give you this. And he hands the orc a mysterious potion. It has like magic leaves churning inside of it. You feel like maybe you could have gotten something quite nice if you had stuck it out, but unfortunately, you are there with Benny on the floor, and like you kind of wake up now with your face covered in custard. You guys get all the damage back you took from custard after resting for a bit. But
Shit.
Are you feeling okay, Lex? Don't do that to me.
A rematch, I say. Another round.
Oh, why don't you do it then?
So you guys are resting off your custard damage. We join Bartleby, who is doing the footwork. So you're going in, you're going through rows, you're kind of, trying to find people who might be this ET. And you hear a singular note kind of get plucked in the distance, a very clear and strong note of a lute. And even in the din of all the other people like yelling, talking loudly, playing their own music, for some reason this simple tune, this simple like 3-chord like progression sticks out to you and almost calls to you.
Did you hear that, Nelishan?
She just kind of purrs and like rubs against your face.
I think we may have found our person.
She jumps off and she just like starts running through the crowd over toward a tree.
I follow.
All right, and in the shade of this tree, you do find playing a lute by herself with a little toad sitting on her lap. Is this gnome? And she's wearing a nice, vest with some green trim. It's looks good, but not too fancy. If you were just one of the ordinary carnival goers, you might kind of pass her by and think she's not putting in as much effort as the rest of the performers here. But her music sounds better to you. You almost recognize that there's something just magical to her tune almost. And she's just kind of strumming along, and as she sees you come over, she's lights up with a big smile and stands up. And she goes, "Oh, Bartleby, there you are!"
Miss E.T., I presume.
She gives you a very flourishy bow, and she goes, "Yes, Eliwick Tumblestrum. At your service."
And how, ma'am, exactly do you know me and I glance over my shoulder toward the custard pie station.
Yes, I love that face. Maudie's just puking. She goes, "Oh, yes, well, you can say that the voices told me about you."
Oh, great, she's one of those.
She goes, "Oh, wait, I'm sorry, that sounds very strange. I think I have means of uncovering secrets. It's kind of my job."
Well, perhaps you would like to come with me to meet my companions and tell us why exactly you have summoned us here?
You see her take her lute and kind of put it on her back, but it disappears into nothingness.
Well, I'm going to Arcana that.
All right.
Hey, zwei. Actually,
That's 2.
7 technically.
7. She has some kind of pocket dimension type magic. That's about all you can tell. Something bag of holding So she pops in and she just goes, "Let's go." She waits for you to lead the way.
I will do so. And while we're walking, I'd like to have a quick telepathic word with Nelly. Nelly, after you silenced that disturber of the peace, you were licking yourself as if I had handed you a fish.
In a word, her mind just kind of flashes you the emotion of chicken, tasty bird meat.
The emotion of chicken.
Yes, like the pleasure of eating chicken.
Perhaps it was a kenku.
And she just like licks her paw again, like you can feel her like reliving the emotion of chicken.
I'm feeling chicken today.
There you go. So yeah, you and Eliwick can make it now, just as Lix and Marty are like recovering from their custard stupor.
Well, gentlemen, did you win a great victory?
No.
Well, while you were busy being defeated by baked goods, I found E.T.
Oh.
She bows to you all.
Patron.
She's like, oh no, I'm not a patron of anything. I'm a friend, you could say. Not even well, not really know each other well enough to be friends. It's like I'm like a big sister. Not too close. I don't know. I'm a simple bard.
There's only one patron, and her name is Laika.
Yes, as you are, see, I am no patron. I'm a simple bard. I play songs. I don't bestow holiness.
Well, I am not in the habit of making friends with those who pay me to kill people.
Keep talking about killing people.
Yes, I do.
Shooter. Oh no, I don't. I'm not into killing people or anything like that. You have a job to do, but it is not your usual job, Mr. Percival.
Oh, what now? What is that?
See, if I told you, it would set events into motion that aren't in motion yet. So all I can tell you is that you have to uncover the secret of the Witchlight Carnival.
A secret? Does it concern us?
Oh yes, people all over this carnival are losing things and have been for years. You guys have all lost something, haven't you?
No.
She kind of points around to think really hard.
I'm there, right?
Yeah, you're there.
My skin!
Just pats your head. She's like, yes, exactly. He gets it.
Throw my robe totally off. I'm in a Right Said Fred tank top with sparkly belt, and I am pale.
I vomit again, but not because of the custard.
Eliwick just like teleports when you do that. Like she just poofs away in a thing of smoke.
Egads, man! Put some clothes on.
I have a bit of decency.
I'm gonna roll something real quick.
Absorbs the light and reflect it back.
Let's see. Okay. A couple people turn and give you snares, but you're kind of under the shade of a tree, so enough are preoccupied that you're not going to tank the emotion of the carnival by doing this.
Is the carnival still at the emotion of chicken?
Yes. Yeah, we're at 1 happiness level, which is chicken. Well, chicken's 2. Chicken's like 2 happiness levels.
Okay.
We're at like, I don't know, we're at like one scoop of ice cream.
With like
happiness.
guinea pig?
Yeah.
You look like a piece of chalk, like procreated with another piece of chalk, and this resulted.
That's it.
An apt description, or like a chicken whose feathers have been removed.
And then painted white and sent on a rampage around town to frighten the children.
Enough of this! And I'm going to pick up your cloak and put it back on.
Eliwick, like suddenly there's a poof of smoke and Eliwick Tumblestrom is there once more. But now she has a blindfold around her. And she's like,
Skin!
she's like, yes, please put your skin back in your coats or something.
Give it! I'm supposed to be green!
She's like facing like the opposite direction of you guys. Like, yes, please. Just please, like,
Is sufficiently covered.
we'll find your skin. Are you sure?
My robe so
Yes.
thick.
Like undoes one eye her blindfold and sees that he is adequately covered, and she turns back. Well, that was. I've seen other things in my time, but that is not what I expected to see. Yes, you'll get your skin back if you just solve the problem of the carnival. And that's all I can tell you. The rest of you will find what the things that you've lost. You've all.
But I haven't lost anything.
Me neither.
She goes, oh, think back. Think when you visited this carnival and you were younger. you remember the happiness that you felt?
No.
It was the last happiness I experienced for many years.
I've never been here before.
Insight.
Deception.
I don't know much, but I do know that that man is telling the truth.
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow. Can you even roll insight high enough to get that?
I got a 5.
No. So Elliot just shrugs her shoulders. She doesn't even try and insight you, but she shrugs. She goes, well, all I can say, keep your secrets if you want. I know adventurers have secrets, but just think back to when you first visited this carnival or back to your childhoods, how happy and innocent you were. This young man has it. The glasses guy here has it. Just think back to that motion. It's like eating fried chicken, that freshness, that happiness of childhood when you eat fresh fried chicken for the first time.
Yes, I remember now. Something very important I lost that day, 48 years ago.
And you've never felt the same sense, right?
That's right.
Was it because of the carnival, or was it because of my parents?
She kind of looks like she wants to say something and then stops herself, and she just says, all I can say is that there's something amiss here, and I cannot do too much with it because I have my own agendas, but I was told by certain sources that you four will be the ones that have to get to the bottom of it. So all I'll say is, judging by my time here, this place doesn't look as happy as it should. I've heard that if you can bring a lot of happiness to the carnival, that you will be the Witchlight monarch. And maybe that will give you a meeting with the mysterious owners of this place.
Well, where shall we start from?
She's kind of motions over to like the carnival as a whole, all the attractions. She goes, there! Games, songs, attractions, shows. There's all kinds of places to bring happiness here. You guys just gotta get creative.
So we have to bring happiness to this place. Let us go win some games. I'm like signaling to everybody to say it together with me. Man.
Oh, man.
Elliot like strums her lute along with that. She gives you a D8 of bardic inspiration. And she just goes, well, I've said way too much and someone's going to be very angry with me for giving you all of that. So before I totally mess up this timeline, I'm going to leave. I have tea with the dragon. And she snaps her fingers and poofs away again.
All right, team, here's the map. Where shall we go next? Perhaps the carousel? Or the big top?
I remember I very much enjoyed the mystery mine.
Oh, the mystery mine sounds fun.
Mystery mine or carousel?
Maybe the bubble pop teapot.
Which one is it going to be?
Well, I think that though you lads have taken in quite a bit of sustenance, I myself am rather famished. Shall we go for some tea? Looks about tea time anyway. Water.
That's in my stomach.
Why don't we...
Yes, as long as you don't take your cloak off again. Never again.
Why don't we play a game of rolling pyramids, which equals to a d4?
Rolling pyramids.
There you go.
All right.
I shall be number 1. No, Lick should be number 1. Sir Percival shall be number 2. I am Audit will be number 3, and Bart will be number 4.
What are we doing?
We're gonna ask this
We're
random
rolling for it.
stranger to roll this pyramid.
Bartleby.
Oh, it's Bartleby. We go wherever you would like to go.
Let us explore the mystery mine.
Oh, the mystery mine. All right.
Yeah.
Very well then.
All right. So you make your way back. You go through. You pass by like Dragonfly rides. You see people doing rides on the dragonflies, or like twirling on giant dragonflies that they're riding. It looks really cool. You pass by the carousel. You see what looks to be a centaur. Multiple colored, yeah, they're very, very rare here. Very multiple colored fur on her horse half.
Is it a male or male or female?
Female.
Oh, nosebleed right away.
As you make eye contact with her, or that moment you make eye contact before you like look away and nosebleed, she looks very sad.
Oh.
And you pass by the lost property booth where you see a displacer beast playing with children. Mm-hmm. You pass through the big top in the center again, where you see the goblin with the cup of buttons. And as you guys pass by, he kind of like shields his buttons again, and like looks at licks, like hides behind his little music station, and just kind of peers until you guys pass by.
Kick your ass.
You go down, and which way do you want to go? I'll give you a choice. You see there's two paths to kind of get you in this circle. You can go around the bubble teapot to the right, passing by some carnival games, or you can go to the left and pass by Hall of Illusions and snail racing on your way.
Snail racing.
The right is always right.
All right, so you go around this way to the Hall of Illusions, passing it by on your way to the Mystery Mine. And you see, again, that very muted colors clown. He's kind of miming it. And he's like kind of waving people along while he mimes. He kind of, does this to get their tickets. He punches some in. And you also see next to the Hall of Illusions is a statue of some sort. It's one of those like kind of glass cabinets, that has like the psychic in it. But instead of a psychic, it has what looks to be a witch. There's a kind of model of a mannequin of a witch. And she has like a little tattoo on her eye. And as you're passing by, you suddenly see a crowd gathering. And, it draws your attention, as crowds usually do. And you see a halfling, a male and female couple of a halfling. The man has like face paint of like a butterfly. And he's kind of holding his apparently girlfriend's hands, dragging her over to the little statue of the witch. And he suddenly says, "Sunbeam, you are the light of my life. I would like to know if you'll light up my life forever." And he holds out a ring. And people are like, like they're getting really happy. You see it. And then suddenly the woman kind of like looks shocked, and she gets closer to the statue. And then suddenly she just like looks at him, and she goes, "Ah!" And she starts going, and she like starts rolling on the ground laughing at him. And this poor face-painted halfling who just proposed just looks devastated. And he just like takes off crying. He goes, "How could you?" And he runs into the Hall of Illusions, passing by the clown without getting his ticket punched. And the clown is just like, the mime is just like going, wait. He's kind of trying to still winning ticket, but it's too late. The halfling is just so disturbed and rushes into the Hall of Illusions.
This poor little man got his heart broken.
What a tragedy. Travesty.
She looked at the witch before she did that.
Witchcraft. And I give the witch the good old, instead of doing the cross like Jesus, I give the sign of Laika. Since Laika is a unicorn, I do the Laika sign.
I like that.
I'd like to investigate this witch thing.
Okay. So you can use history on it, because it looks kind of familiar of a witch from history, but you're trying to place it. How close are you getting, by the way?
Right up in its biznatch, as the kids say. And so, I rolled a 16 on history.
16. So as you get close, you do recognize from her facial tattoo that this is Tasha. And she is one of the aspects of Igwil of the Witch Queen. And the placard even says, Tasha the Wizard, known for her hideous laughter. And as you get close, I need you to roll a wisdom saving throw.
That is a 10.
10. So as you read, almost like as summoning it, you kind of read Tasha, known for her hideous laughter. Oh yeah, Tasha is, and then suddenly you feel bubbling up in you is this urge to laugh. And the rest of you see this crazed Joker laugh man over here, and he falls to the ground next to the halfling rolling, laughing like that.
Nothing's funny.
I know! It's magic!
I will approach Bartleby.
Okay.
Just like, what has gotten into you?
It's a spell!
From the witch? And I'll get up close and like examine the witch with my monocle.
I need a wisdom saving throw. As she gets close, you too get affected by it. You also feel this like, it's like this is the most hilarious thing in the world just coming up with it in your mind and just like Lix and Maudie, you guys meanwhile, you see as Percival's doing this, as he does this, he falls next to Bartleby. The halfling woman gets up suddenly. She kind of like looks dazed. And she goes, Reuben, oh no! And she goes like towards the Hall of Illusions where the clown stops her from entering. And then about a minute later, the two of you suddenly recover from your laughing fits.
I say,
What was so funny?
nothing at all.
Somehow this thing can cast a very powerful enchantment. It's called Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Oh, and her name is Tasha. It makes sense.
Some form of simulacrum of the famous witch. I've learned much about her at the Neverwinter Academy. Haven't quite been able to master her spells, though.
Is she still here?
She is. The halfling is. She's being stopped by the
witch, Tasha.
Oh, the witch. Oh, she's a mannequin, so she's still there. Yeah.
She's a mannequin?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's like a mannequin inside of a glass case.
Which
I
makes
she was
it
a real
all...
person in a glass case.
Now, once you examine, you realize it's just a mannequin of Tasha.
Okay.
Which makes it all the more unusual that we would be so impacted.
You there, witch? Witch mannequin? And I'm like poking the glass. What was that all about?
A hand suddenly grabs you, and you see this clown. Candlefoot is his name, and he's got this green muted uniform on. Kind of has a dour expression. He grabs your hand and just kind of goes like...
Talk to the hand?
Points to the Tasha statue.
No talking.
Well, sure.
He rolls his eyes and he just goes, Tasha, you, like this.
Okay. I'll back up a little bit.
In the other hand, he's got like the halfling woman still like trying to like go and she's like, please, someone has to help Reuben, please. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, but we have to go to the mystery mine.
The clown just like looks at you and he goes,
Suppose he's saying he will handle it. I don't know what to do anyway.
He's telling us to leave.
Well then, off we go.
Very well then. I would like to check inside my books to see if I can find any things that would explain why a mannequin could cast hideous laughter, not a living being.
all right, you can check your books. And he goes and he drags her back to the Hall of Illusion as you guys continue on your way. You pass snail racing and the rest of you see like people riding on giant snails. And they look like they're getting into it. Like these snails go around the track and it's intense. There's like music. People are like cheering. They're placing bets. And as you go in your book to see what the mystery of this mannequin is, you do know that there are ways to enchant, beings with spells like that. And the Feywild is full of pranks, so it could be kind of a prank like that. As far as Tasha specifically, you know that she is, again, an aspect of Igwil, the Witch Queen. And there is some connection between witches and hags, which are native of the Feywild. So it could be some hag spell, some kind of trinket they've picked up maybe at some point during the carnival's founding. Tasha herself is so powerful and legendary that she could easily enchant, a mannequin like this with a first level spell. But as far as the specific techniques, you don't see much in your book, but you can kind of, piece together with your intelligence that, it kind of follows that they might somehow have picked up an artifact like this.
Licks, my little friend, doesn't that snail racing look fun?
I do it.
As you said, you are standing in between snail racing and the mystery mine. The mystery mine is interesting also. It's also a site. Well, Lix might like this. It looks really weird because you see, and you can maybe zoom in on it a bit, Roman, you see this circular track with mine carts. And they circle around, they go into a dragon's mouth, like a carved display of a dragon's mouth, and just kind of disappear. Like the dragon's mouth doesn't lead anywhere. They just kind of go in, disappear, and then sometime later pop out a cave entrance on the other side and do the ring. So wherever this mine is, it's a portal to something somehow. It's pretty powerful magic for a carnival ride. And there's also a tower in the middle with a giant eye in the sun. And presiding over this ride is a dwarf who is dressed like a very stereotypical wizard, blue cape with like the little silver stars and moons on it. He's got a staff with an eye, and he's like, "Come on, come all! Witness the magic of the mind, but mind your manners."
This is a very offensive, stereotypical depiction of wizards.
Say that loud enough for him to hear.
Hmm?
Are you saying it loud enough for him to hear?
No, I'm muttering.
Okay. You there, folks! Would you like to take a trip and see what the mind sees? Can you face your greatest fears?
Yes, I do not fear anything.
Bartleby is going to approach him, and I'm actually going to use my background feature. I am a haunted one.
Okay.
And so my background feature, Heart of Darkness. Those who look into my eyes can see I have faced unimaginable horror, and I am no stranger to darkness.
Okay.
So I'm going to come up and I'm going to look at him and say, I have seen fear itself. Haunted one gaze.
So as you step up, he takes his little staff and he's like, "Look into my eye and see the thing you fear." Maybe this ride isn't for you, sir. He looks shaken. He's just like, "I forgot my lines. I'm not even a real wizard."
Let me in.
I'm going to cast the Mage Hand cantrip, and I'm going to adjust his hat. That is the angle at which a wizard wears his hat.
He's just shaking. He's like, yeah, that is. Yeah, just let me punch all of your tickets and you can go in.
I want to ride that damn thing.
Me too.
Are you all going in?
Show, lad. Yes.
All right. He kind of just looks at you, kind of puts his staff in front and he goes, if you want a better experience, look into the eye of my staff.
I do it.
All right. So you're looking. Is Maudie looking?
Yes.
All right. You're all going to look?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do me a favor in our special Zoom chat here. Write the creature that your character fears the most.
In Zoom chat?
Oh shit. Hold on.
Or roll 20, either one, but
Yeah.
where I can see, so I can surprise our audience. Actually, no, do a Zoom, so I want to surprise our audience with it.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a slight problem for me for Zoom, because it's gonna change the size of the.
Or just text it to me.
So I'm gonna text it in the group chat.
Okay. All right, so yeah, you kind of look into the eye and nothing seems to happen. He lets you in. He gives you a punch on your ticket, and he waits you get an empty mine cart. You go into the mine cart, and you kind of it's a little rickety mine cart. The four of you are kind of like hunched up together in it. You just go and you're bumping along. It's kind of cheesy, really. But then suddenly you go further and further towards this dragon's mouth. And the dragon itself has like little like streamers, and a little like magic blowing wind at you to make it feel hotter, like fake fire breath. And as the music of the carnival fades, suddenly everything goes dark. And you feel things grow colder as you're being taken away. And Bartleby, you might notice it's some kind of like pocket dimension. You're being taken out of the space of the carnival. And you suddenly find yourself in a dark cave. Okay. Oh.
This is going to be very interesting.
Yes, you suddenly find that you're in this dark cave and he's playing. Hold on. Okay. There we go. You're rickling along in a dark cave and all kinds of points of light start forming around you. The space gets very misty, almost like you're going into Barovia or something. It fills your vision. You can't see anything like 5 feet in front of you. And then suddenly the mist parts and there's moonlight upon a field. Just a simple dirt road leading to maybe a little quaint town ahead in the distance. And you start to hear something heavy breathing behind. Behind you happens to be a werewolf. And it climbs on the back of your cart and just lets out a howl. So I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw. Disadvantage for Sir Percival, because this is the thing you fear the most.
6.
6. Oh, jeez.
You said wisdom?
Yep.
13 for me.
All right. Bartleby, you're fine. Werewolves are scary to you, but you're so traumatized by them, you're like ready for it. Oof. So everyone else, meanwhile, you all take a very just blow to your psyche. Like this thing is in your face. You feel the heat of its breath, the stink of it. It's a craving for flesh, and it just freaks you out. And then just as it kind of goes to reach its mouth open and take a chomp of you guys, you're trying to do its holy symbol, it just goes to reach out and eat you. And the moment it's about to just take a bite, it disappears. And everything goes dark again. You're back in the cave. And suddenly, the cave slopes down. You're rushing like a roller coaster, going. Sharp turns. You guys almost fall out with this, how rickety this thing is. Then it stops abruptly as you collect yourselves. You're still in a cave, but there's like water dripping. You're in a little like underground lake, and you feel something slithering. You hear it's like kicking rocks over as this giant thing kind of slithers to meet your cart and then comes up to the front, blocking the path. And as it unfurls itself, you see a carrion crawler, like tentacles waving, just coming, like it's right in your face. It's about to crush your cart. And all of you make another wisdom saving throw. Lix, you're at disadvantage this time.
Fuck it.
I mean,
That is a 10 for Bartleby.
All right.
a 9 for Licks.
Oof. All right, Maudie, your god is with you now as you're collecting yourself. Percival, you
to the shadows.
Percival, you're like covering your eyes maybe or something. Like you're not seeing it. The other two, you guys are terrified now. It starts to get you. The chill goes down your spine. And you actually see the illusion of this carrion crawler go to crush your minecart, blackening your vision.
I cast Mind Sliver!
You're casting. It's still coming at you, and then boom!
Close my eyes!
You close your eyes, everything goes black. And suddenly you're back again in Barovia. This time you're actually at that town at the top of the hill, the moonlight's still shining. And you're in this town, and you see, like, the town's on fire. You see dead bodies strewn everywhere, just, like, torn to shreds. You see, at the bottom, you look down, you see ones that look like the clothes your parents were wearing that night. Several shapes are just flitting in the distance between the burning houses. And before long, you notice you guys are surrounded. And you see Stojanovic, leader of the Barovian werewolves, towering above the rest. He just points his clawed finger at your direction and goes, "Take the survivors!" And just hear all ants, woo! They're all howling as they descend upon you, the pack. One more wisdom save. This time Bartleby's at disadvantage.
Ah.
Okay.
A 3.
Oh, jeez. All right, Licks, give me something good.
Licks. 7.
Oh,
You and me both.
what'd you get, Percival? Percival, what'd you get?
Oh, forgot that was my name. It's 5.
Oh my god, you all. This one is too visceral. It's like you can smell their musty fur. You can smell the death in the air, the heat of the flames. It's just like, and this one stays longer. You can almost feel like they're tearing into your skin. And after like agonizing minutes of this, everything finally goes blank. And this time the cart just kind of stops in front of a house. It's just a quaint little house. You smell like cinnamon, of like some pie or something baking on a windowsill. And you just suddenly the door is kicked open. You see a nice like middle-aged woman. She goes, "Hello, dearie. Is it Monet? Is that you?
No!
Monet, did you sneak off again, you little shit?"
No, mother! No! No, mother, no!
Checks out a rolling pin. She's like, "You get back here. I'm going to kick your ass when you get back. Always sneaking off and doing things I don't tell you to. You're spending a month in the basement this time. You'll be in the basement for a month, 2 months."
Oh, get away, mother! Get away! I'm a grown-ass man now. I can do what I want.
Why aren't you singing?
Why is he singing? That's the good question. He's been shocked so much by this. And she starts to turn. Her like skin just like starts to sag. Her hair grows into like seaweeds. You see her turning into a hag before your very eyes. And this gets the rest of you into it. She's like towering over you, long fingernails. She's like, "You'll be in the basement for a year." He's all of you to do a wisdom saving throw with Maudie at disadvantage.
Yeah, I got an 8.
A 3.
My God.
Scared of everything.
Yeah.
The hag just breathes on you, and you all just feel yourselves like getting sleepy, and suddenly everything goes black. And what feels like an eternity later, you suddenly wake up and you're back in the carnival.
Well,
And the music is there, the sights, the sounds, the smell of fresh baked goods. The cart's just ricketing along again, and you see the dwarf. He kind of like taps on the the cart's edge. He goes, "There's your ride. I hope you enjoyed it."
Oh!
Yeah, that's the reaction a lot of people have.
Bartleby just shakily gets out of the cart and half falls down the stairs. And is there a trash can nearby?
He just kind of points to a very nearby trash can. He's like, "Yeah, right there."
maybe it is time for some tea.
Why on earth is this an attraction?
I don't know. I wish I could do something like the carousel. That one always makes people really happy. They talk about being enlightened when they go on it. But this is what I got. This is where I work every day.
Hey, buddy. Cheer up.
He just looks at you. He looks again at Bartleby into his eyes. He's just like, "Yeah, I'm not going to sleep tonight."
Oh my god, I feel so bad for this man.
And if we were playing the full campaign, you guys would all be traumatized to the point where you would have nightmares for 1d8 days.
Oh, wow.
So just like reality.
Right?
Yes.
How did
One day for me.
that was? How do you? Why is Kirill Stoyanovich in there?
Because you see what you see. Whatever the eye reads in your mind is what it shows.
That is the man who killed my parents.
He's kind of like, he's a dwarf, so he kind of reaches up to like pat your thigh. He's just like, "I get that one a lot, man. I'm sorry."
Well, let's get some tea, right?
Yes. Tea time. Yes.
Perhaps a ride on the carousel.
Right after, that would be a good idea.
I think we could all use some enlightenment.
Would be
Okay.
good. I'm going to use this this Maudie token here on the top left. You notice that some time has passed since you've gone here. The night's getting darker. It's getting into early morning hours now. It's a fun thing about this map. It has a way to track your time on the top left. Sorry. And as you are approaching the middle of the carnival, you're on like hour 3 now. You start to see some of, as you're going to visit the next attraction, you start to see some of the Witchlight hands and clowns, and they're passing out flyers and like throwing confetti, and they're like, "Come see the Big Top Extravaganza, the greatest show you've ever seen. See Mr. Light in person. You don't want to miss this, folks. It's once in a lifetime." So you guys are visiting. Are you going to get snacks? Or are you going to go to a more joyous ride? What are you going to do?
I think we're going to get some bubble tea.
Bubble tea, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you go to a one of the many stalls they have, and you see it looks to be a cauldron, shaped like a cauldron. And there's a woman dressed like a witch in it. And you see her, she's passing out little like potion bottles that looks to have like tea in them, and it's literally bubbling. It's like, "Bubble tea, come get your bubble tea. 1 punch for bubble tea."
I'll have one, please.
And she gives you all a bubble tea.
Can I have extra bubbles? I've been quite frightened.
Yeah. Oh, the mystery of mine. I get it. Yes, of course. And she just like points at it, and you start to see it like froths over and steams and like goes to the edge of your glass.
This makes me feel better.
Just drink it, dear. You'll feel better in no time.
Danke.
Can we roll a D100 to know how good that tea is?
Yeah, that's a good idea. Go ahead. I'll roll one actually. Let's see. Because I want to see.
Wow.
It's a 29. So it tastes very bitter actually.
Oh.
Just like my soul.
This does not alleviate my fear at all.
Tastes just like my mother.
I need you all to roll a Constitution. Not a Wisdom saving throw though. No, another one. Another one.
15.
DJ Sergio! Another one. God, my voice is shot after all that laughing.
All that laughing. I bet.
You got an 8.
All right. What did Lix get? Or did Lix drink a tea?
Yes. Where am I rolling?
Wisdom saving throw.
Son of a 20. Yeah.
Wow.
And Lix and Vaughty, you steeled yourselves after this against any attacks on your psyche, so you're fine. You're just like so traumatized now. You're just reflecting on what you've seen. Bartleby and Percival, you two start feeling that laughter feeling again of Tasha's, but it's not quite as strong. It's more just like a buzz. Like you guys are just instantly like, there's like a warm feeling in your head, and you're just like, yeah, everything's gonna be all right.
So bad after all.
All right, where to next?
Shall we go to the carousel or perhaps the snail race since it's right here?
Yes, why not? Let's watch some snails race.
Our friend Lick seems to enjoy this.
Yeah.
I'm
All
going.
right, so yeah, you guys are going towards the snail race. It's a very popular attraction. You see kids like lining up for it.
Excuse me, kids, growing up ahead.
You're pushing past the kids.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Pick him up, throw him bodily.
I'm just like, yes, out of the way or I'll kill you.
Go drink some tea.
Alright, so you see this exciting thing here happening. As you're waiting in line and pushing past these kids, you see people, like I said, there's these snails, like giant things, colored flags on them. People are racing on them. They're looking thrilled. These snails are moving, too. And as you push by, you notice that you kind of are shoving by another little redheaded kid, this little familiar redheaded kid. You see Benny.
Oh.
He's at like a little ascot now, and he's got his shirt is stained from the custard from before.
Benny,
And
are
he's-
you feeling better?
He just kind of looks at you like curious and kind of goes to nod, but then an arm just like blocks him from you, and you see a human woman with blonde, kind of like dome-shaped hair. And she's like, "Don't talk to my son. Who are you?"
I am just a regular man.
Regular adult man pushing past kids to get to a ride. You're very mature, aren't you? Very mature. I should call the park on you.
I beg your pardon, madam, but
I beg your pardon. You were there at that custard competition. You rigged it, didn't you? I bet he was just trying to enjoy his pie, and you rigged it. You puked. You got his shirt dirty.
Madam, I would like to tell you that first, you're very charming, and I apologize for anything that you believe I've done to your son, but I've done nothing but help him have fun.
She looks down at Benny, who still just looks confused. She goes, you know what? This whole day has been a wash. Okay, here's what you can do. You can pay for my ticket. She holds out her hand.
I'm sorry, madam, but I will do no such thing. You look like the sort of troublemaker. Actually, I will call the park on you.
I'll call the park on you.
It's too late, madam. I already called the park.
Well, I'll call the park's manager.
How much is a ticket?
You call my skin.
Yes, that's not a bad idea. Let's take off your cloak.
I'm too sick.
Kevin, you get inspiration. That was hilarious. That came out of nowhere. You flashing her?
Yes.
Oh God!
And I cast
He
light,
shrieks.
and I will cast light on him.
Oh,
Too sick.
Okay.
For my cloak. Too
She
sick.
holds Benny close to shield him. And she just... He's just lighting up. But it's like the light is blocking his whole self. And
it's like Twilight.
Team Edward for the win.
Madam, I ask you to
a
leave.
park hand just comes over, a human dressed like a fairy, like a little banana fairy. And he's just like, okay, yeah, I'm sorry, please, sir, please cover up. We can't have this here. Please, sir, cover up.
Okay.
Listen, you guys can go to the front of the line. Just please go to the front line. Just please, no more incidents. I can't get another write-up this quarter, please.
Excuse me, sir, but we're just trying to enjoy this whole park when this woman attacked us.
All right, let's move. Let's raise some snails. Come on.
He's like, okay, yeah, I understand. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, sir. Here, you can go to the front of the line. You can go to the. He's like kind of shoving you guys to the front of the line.
I'm helping move Maudit.
Yeah, so you guys shove forward, and you guys get to all ride snails if you'd like for one ticket punch. You can ride your own snail in the next race.
Is there like a limit on how many ticket punches we can get?
You have 8.
Ah.
You have 8 punch marks on your ticket.
Mm.
So you're all going to participate?
Hell yeah.
All right. So you all get to pick a color of your snail. They kind of lead you in front of 8 different snails. You have pink, blue, purple, green, yellow, orange, red, and black.
No
Well, I
white.
shall choose red, the color of blood.
Of course I'll choose green. Maybe my skin's in there.
Blue.
I'll pick pink because that's the color of the mane of the great, like.
All right. So you guys are all, well, one more time, so you see, Lix is doing green. Lix is green.
Red
And
for a
so
person.
Percival's what?
Red for the color of blood.
Red for the color of blood, okay. Maudie?
Pink.
Pink. And Bartleby is...
Blue. The color of blue.
So you all kind of, they help you up. You have to get on top of your snail's shell. The snails just kind of like, feeling around. They're vibing. They're ready for the next race. And suddenly you hear, well. Look who got dragged back to the next game. You see this shirtless buff orc coming up. And he hops like in one swift motion onto the black shelled snail. He's like, you guys were gonna throw up again?
No,
Depends.
but
Bitch.
perhaps you will this time.
No, I'm too tough for that stuff. I'm not a weakling like you humans.
We will show him. Won't we, Nelischen? Meine kleine Kätzele.
I go, I'm not a human.
Wait, what
Right.
are you?
Who, me?
Yeah,
No,
is Marty
I am
not
a human, but I'm just lying. Like, I'm just I'm just badly lying every time.
You see,
Really not cut out to be an acolyte.
you see some kids shuffle to take the remaining snails, and you see Benny being helped onto the orange snail. And you see his mom just like staring daggers at you guys. like, here you go, Benny. Get a win for the family. Show those bullies what's what.
We're going to beat Benny, and it is going to be glorious.
So you guys get saddled up, and some attendants come to check the tightness of your saddles. Madi, what's your passive perception?
It is 13.
13. Yeah, let me see something. Do you notice as you're kind of looking around that, you see that these attendants come, he like tightens the ropes to make sure, everyone's flags and saddles are in place. And when he comes to yours, he seems to do the opposite and he like loosens your saddle.
Excuse me, sir, but I do not believe you did your job properly.
He just looks up at you and he goes, "Oh no, your saddle is way too tight. Yeah, this is just standard procedure."
Please, I like it to be tighter.
Me
All right.
too.
He kind of looks like a little like pissed off and he goes, "All right," and he goes and tightens yours. And then he goes and he loosens Benny's.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Man, fuck Benny.
Fuck his mom.
No joke, I ran this before for my paid game. I ran this and there's a similar saga with Benny and like fuck Benny became the motto at the end. Anyway, so yes, so he goes, he tightens yours as well. The attendant tightens yours as well, Licks. And, with that, he kind of gives a nod to the announcer. And this tiny, tiny gnome, even shorter than a lot of other gnomes, with like a bright orange bow tie and a multicolored suit comes up. And he grabs like a little wand. And he like kind of touches it to his throat. And he says, "Can you hear me, ladies and gentlemen?" And people like just kind of really goes, "Oh, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, the next snail race is happening right now. The top 3 will get a prize, and the winner will get a special prize. Who will it be today?"
Me.
Licks.
Oh, someone is very confident right now. What's your name, sir? You in the green.
Licks.
Licks. Sorry, Licks thinks he's going to win, but will it be this
Yes.
buff-looking dwarf here? Will it be one of these children? Will it be one of these adults who are playing a game with children for some reason? Let's find out. Get your snails to the starting line. You all get your snails like lined up. They help you lead them over. You see this circular track. There's a rope in front. And let the race begin! And the rope is cut, and the snails start going. So I need you all to make it.
Yes.
Need you all to make an animal handling check.
Would you know?
Oh,
that
possible
I'm
the second. Onward.
efficient?
Oh, this is Lix's game.
19.
It's
Oh.
a 19 for me as well.
12.
16 on my end.
16. All right, so you guys take off with like a thunder, just like your snails are jamming right now. I'm gonna roll. Let's see. Oh, Benny suddenly, like you see Benny pulling out the gate. And he's like wobbling on his shell, and the attendants have to come and they like stop to tighten his shell, and they like it's stopping Benny from making any progress. And you immediately hear his mom's voice just ring out from the crowd, like, "Cheaters! Cheaters! I'm calling the manager on you, you cheaters! You're paying for my ticket. You're paying for my family's tickets. You're paying for my meals." The orc, meanwhile, is also falling behind. You 4 are in the lead right now. By quite a bit. I gotta check something.
Is there anybody I can kick?
You
In a
and I are
second.
at the same level.
So Marty, you got. Let's see. You're zooming along. You guys actually pull ahead a bit of Percival. What did Bartleby get?
16.
16. All right. Yeah. So Bartleby. So Lix and Marty, you are the front runners right now. You're pulling just 10 feet ahead of the other two, and like way ahead of the rest. So you get another animal handling check. Hold on. Let's see. Kevin, roll a d8.
Rolling a d8. Here we go. Roll 1 d8. And let's see what it comes up with. A 5.
Okay. I'm going to roll a d8 now. Let's see what happens here.
Yes.
4 is green. So Benny's mom is like, she's like sitting there like, "You're paying for my food. You're paying." She just starts like reaching in a picnic basket. She grabs a cabbage and throws it, and it knocks you in the head.
The fuck? Goddamn Mario Kart in my ass right now.
And as the cabbage bounces off your head, your snail just turns.
Ooh.
Of its own volition, starts to try and eat the cabbage.
I jump on modded snail.
Okay, roll athletics.
Yep. Can am I allowed to roll acrobatics? Or no, I got it. Can I roll athletics or acrobatics? Which one do you want? You tell
Acrobatics would be to balance. So athletics is you're trying to get the manpower to actually make it all the way to his
so
snail.
Athletics is going to be a 16.
16. All right. So Mada, you suddenly feel something just clump on behind you, and Lix is on your snail now.
I bring him up front.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, something unusual has happened. First round, one rider is already out. The next rider has been taken out by that rider's mom. Now we have two riders on one snail. Is this legal? I don't know. I don't make the rules. Let's see what happens.
Go
Another
Pink.
animal handling check.
Go pink.
Do we get advantage? Do we get advantage or no?
You can have advantage. You can help him. You can have
Go
advantage.
ahead. Mod it, roll. You're in control. I'm just sitting in front of you.
All
You're
right.
like whispering in his ear what snails like.
They like salt and...
Lix, this is not right. They do not like salt.
Oh!
All right, so green is out of the picture.
This is quality
Damn it.
content.
He Mario Karted me. That
You
bitch.
did. Benny's mom, man. She's not. She
Oh.
does not have it going on.
I got something for her. Your right hand.
All right. So, unfortunately, Monty, yeah, you're starting to slow down a little bit. Percival and Bartleby both. You guys now just zoom along. You guys are making up that gap.
I don't know if it makes a
Yes.
difference. My total is a 17.
Yeah, no, it does make a difference. I noted that. So yeah, you are now catching up. You and Percival are neck and neck in the lead.
Why didn't I
Marcos,
second
Marcos.
during the pie eating contest?
Oh, the orc is now jamming along as well. The orc is right behind you. He passes by Monty and is like on your heels. Benny, meanwhile, is just not having a good day. Benny is pulling out of the gate, and he's just far behind. Benny's mom is now yelling. She's reaching for other things to throw. As we begin the next, you guys are starting to round the first corner, reaching the halfway point almost. Another animal handling check.
Go ahead, mod it. You get advantage.
Oh yeah.
No, that's a 3.
6.
Ooh. Oh my god, all of you.
8.
Holy.
Hey,
Yeah,
roll
okay.
again, though. You get to roll twice.
Yeah, I did a 3 and an 8.
Oh.
It's your
Is that
fault.
your modifier?
It's your fault.
You're too heavy. You're too heavy now.
You're distracting him with your glow.
I'm going to throw an arrow at Benny's mom.
Oh no.
Throw an arrow?
Yes.
Just like grab an arrow and throw it.
Just chuck it. I'm not trying to hurt her with it, but I'm throwing it at her.
Get her to stop.
Yep.
You guys are all now. Your snails are slowing down, and you're all staying at the same pace. Percival and Bartleby are still in the lead. Meanwhile, Penny and the orc are now getting farther and farther behind.
Marcos,
see.
Marcos, we can beat this Hassenpfeffer.
Marty, the orc is now catching up to you. You and Lix, and as the orc pulls up alongside you and Lix, he just looks at you guys and he just like motions throwing up. He's like,
I'm like, Lix, why don't you just jump on his snail and do what you're doing to me? You are bad luck.
No,
Oh,
let me drive. God damn it.
you guys like wrestling on top of your
Yep,
snails.
no, I'm getting behind Moddit now. I'm trying to push him forward. I want to drive.
Folks, what is going on here? We have one rider in Kansas, a revolution on the
Oh.
pink snail. Meanwhile,
I'm just
These-
gonna ride. I'm gonna ride Moddit's shoulders and take the reins. I'm stealing the reins from him.
I'm gonna cast minor illusion on the other snail and do the illusion of a green goblin on the orc snail.
a green goblin.
Yeah,
Oh, to see if Lix will
yeah,
react.
because I want Lix to react to that.
All right, Ozza, roll a d8.
Oops, sorry. Ignore those.
That's fine. All right, nothing.
It was a 1.
All right, so that arrow flies, and Benny's mom just like try to use her like picnic basket as a shield, and it just breaks apart, covering her in like condiments and like lettuce and tomatoes. And with that, nothing is happening from the crowd now. So next top of the round. So, Lix, do you see this goblin? This green goblin?
Do I need to roll?
I guess roll an investigation to see if you see through the illusion.
Let's do that. That's not one of my strong suits, only a +1. So how about a 4?
So you see the orc suddenly has a goblin buddy with your skin.
Oh my god! I jump on that hut snail.
Alright. Another athletics.
Bum, bum, bum.
Meanwhile, the rest of you roll animal handling.
Hey, that's a 6.
17.
17.
You roll a con save for this snail.
Geronimo! Shit!
So you just hear like as you just splat against the snail's shell and fall to the ground.
I'll grab its tail.
Okay.
Its slimy ass tail. I'm grabbing it.
The orc doesn't seem to be slowed down yet. He's actually gaining some ground as poor Benny is being left in the dust. Let's see. All right, so let's see. You both got a 17.
I got a
Percival. Oh no. So Percival and Bartleby, you guys are rounding the final corner now. You see the end in sight. You think maybe one more push can get you there if it's good. Monty, you're falling more and more behind. Let's see.
I flip Moddit off as he goes by as fast as I'm on the orc.
All right,
Everything
another.
is
Let's
your
see.
fault.
Bartleby, roll a d8.
All right. 4.
4. All right, I have to roll a d8. I see you guys are zooming along. The end is in sight. Something might go wrong, however. Oh, the orc! Oh my gosh! Lick, with all of your strength, you actually managed to grab something by the tail. You're stopping it somehow. People are witnessing a Herculean feat of strength on this day. As the orc looks back, he's like, "Hey, get off! You're slowing my snail down." He has like his speed is halved now, as you're just putting all of your muscle into like pulling this thing by the tail.
I'm gonna try to push the orc off the damn snail.
All right.
I have a strength of 10.
Oh wow. All right. The rest of you roll animal handling.
Get off my snail!
And
Oh
5.
yes!
Whoa! Oh no. All right. So you guys. Oh now. Okay.
Coming back, baby.
I'm gonna jump back on Modded snail.
Fuck you.
I'm doing it.
Hey, okay. So you two. That last push isn't enough. Your snails are tiring, and now Marty is jamming up. He's 20 feet behind you.
I'm jumping on his snail.
It's almost neck and neck. So let's see. The orc is gonna roll first of all because you're wrestling with the orc right now. He's gonna see if he actually. You got an 18, so you climb up to try and like push him off. Reach like with one hand, just like whoosh, and knocks you back down.
Oh, shit.
But he is half speed, so the orc like just not even. He's way out of the running, as is Benny. They're way behind you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's neck and neck. This could be it. Will this Harengon win, or will this well-dressed fellow neck and neck with him win? Or will this newcomer from behind take it? One more. Last push might find out. Are you actually going to try and stop Marty?
Yep.
Okay. How are you going to do it?
I am going to, again, if I can't jump onto the snail while it's passing me up, I'm going to throw an arrow at Modded.
Yeah, so it's way too far ahead of you now because it's you've been wrestling with the orc
hold on,
snail.
man.
He's pulled that. So you're trying to throw that arrow. So I guess make an attack roll on Marty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's do, no, I'm just gonna walk.
Okay. So you just calmly walk.
I'm
All right, so the rest of you,
I'm
one last animal
pouting
handling.
Again. I'm pouting. Once again, I'll pout.
This could decide it. Oh, nope.
12.
4.
All right, Bartleby,
Come on,
this could be it.
rage.
8.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're coming up. Looks like the angry goblin has finally given up. There's chaos now as one of the snails is unattended. One of them is being piloted by this very angry orc. The little red-headed kid is far, far behind. And coming up, we have 2. Will it be red or will it be black? It is red, everyone. Red is the winner.
Ah!
Great
What
job.
a show. What a show. I think my managers will be called, folks. It was a great last race for me. I'm going to be fired soon, so good night and have a good one.
God.
And immediately as you guys get off, like the kids kind of go back to their parents, like, I had fun, mommy. They don't care. Half of them don't care. The orc just is like, I'll get you next time. And
I hate you.
Stopping meanwhile to you with a broken picnic basket handle in her hand still, Benny's mom comes over.
Nimble escape.
You just right under the legs of the other carnival goers.
Yep, nimble escape.
She's like waving that picnic basket. She's like, wait, get back here. I'll get you then. You owe me for 5 tickets and a meal.
And your kid's ugly.
Meanwhile, they lead you to a podium, the 3 of you. And they give it's like Marty is on 3rd, Bartleby is in 2nd, and Percival is 1st. And the guy, the announcer, comes out with a little treasure chest. And he's like, ladies and gentlemen, for perhaps my final snail race, it has been a pleasure to award the winners with this. And he opens the treasure chest. And to Bartleby and Maudie, he gives you guys little magic wands. They're like ringed with flowers. He hands them each to you, 1 each. He goes, all right, folks, these wands are special. They are not just for show. If you wave these around, you can cast dancing lights, but only once, so use it wisely. And for our winner, you get this. And he holds out a potion bottle. And you see gold liquid flakes swirling around inside of it. He goes, the boys call this a potion of advantage. Drink this before your next endeavor, and you'll have good luck.
Haha! Felix Felicis.
I knew you were going to say that. I was actually going to make the Harry Potter reference as soon as I give it to her. And some people clap for you. Benny's being like kind of dragging his mom away before she starts a fight. You see the orc crying in the background. His wife is consoling him. With that, let's see, the chaos of that. However, somehow, because people seem to have fun watching that chaos unfurl, you have made the happiness go up a little bit.
Yay.
Despite Benny's
Yay.
mom, people are having fun seeing these displays of ridiculousness.
Hey, fuck Benny.
Fuck
And
it.
his mom. Yeah.
And with that, the crowds are dispersing, and people are like, "Oh, the big top show is happening! Quick, let's go!" And they start like running off toward the big top.
Did you see me? How exhilarating! I flew! I was so fast!
You were absolutely fantastic.
Yes, I was!
The snail did also fuck.
Let's go to the next thing.
Where do you want to go?
Everyone's raving about the big top.
The big
I see
top.
no reason why we should not proceed to the big top.
Then the
All
big
right.
top it is.
Yes, so the night is getting on, and the halfway point is coming up. You hear a magical tune ring out through the whole carnival, saying, "You hear, ladies and gentlemen, I am Mr. Light. It would delight me to see you join me for the big top. Right now, in the biggest tent you can find with a star on top. Come get the good seats before they're gone." And people are starting to file in now as the announcements are being made. And you see this large, typical 3-ring kind of circus tent. And there is a already nice little tune playing as people are being ushered in. The place is already packed. The crowd's gathered. Lights are low except for one light on the middle ring. Working up the crowd are a couple clowns. The fire breather right now is out entertaining people.
Quick, let's find Benny and his mom so we can throw them out of their seats.
You do see in like the middle row, and like off to the left is Benny. He's like a big ass lollipop he's licking right now. And his mom's like, whatever you want. Okay, yeah, I know those mean people took that win from you, so you can have all the candy you want. You can have any toys you want. I'll get you a horse tomorrow. You sneezing on him?
I'm just sneezing.
Oh, okay. like pretty suck. Fuck you, Benny. No.
Yeah.
Are you actually gonna kick Benny out of his seat?
No, we should.
I want to see something. Let's see. As you guys file through to get the seats, roll me a dexterity save, Bartleby. You suddenly feel something like
Like-
solid kind of catch your ankle. It didn't get a result.
No.
But you suddenly feel something solid catch your ankle and you like are tripped. Uh-oh.
It's /R.
Oh, derp.
Uh,
There we go. All right.
Rygar's like, fuck Benny's mom.
Hashtag.
That's a 10 for me.
The 10 in the dark.
All right, you're tripped and you almost go face first into some dude's ice cream, but you catch yourself. And as you look behind you, you just see Benny sticking his foot out, and he's like,
We're taking the seats.
I want to cast minor illusion that says reserved.
So you do. Benny and his mom are about to go to his seat, and then she's like, "Oh, these are reserved. Let's go over here." She's like, "Oh, mom, those are the crappy seats." She's like, "Oh, someone reserve them, honey."
Suddenly
got-
now she follows the rules.
Do I cast Mind Sliver on her?
Oh God, are you gonna
Yes.
kill a commoner?
Don't kill her, but just
No.
teach her.
That would go against my alignment.
All right. Yeah. So finally, you take a seat, and the carnival is now. The show is about to begin. You see the clowns start dispersing. There is now silence, and you see the band start to come out. You see an assortment of all kinds of. You see trumpets and like flutes, but you start to see all kinds of like hurdy-gurdies and like all kinds of like clockwork instruments being brought out, making all kinds of interesting tunes. And with that, the lights suddenly go completely dark. With your dark vision, you can just see the shapes. If you have dark vision, you can see the shapes of like people's heads in front of you, and you can see something up top climbing into a ring, maybe. And as the lights snap back on, you see this very colorful, very lanky, looks to be an elf of some sort, very pale skin. And he's holding this golden scepter with like a butterfly pattern on the tip of it. It's spinning like a weather vane. And this is, as he introduces himself to be, Mr. Light. He's just like sitting cross-legged on one of those acrobat rings. He's like, "Ladies and gentlemen, I am Mr. Light. Enjoy the show." And then with that, just boom, colored lights, music everywhere. A lion is brought on. The lion like sings a song. Acrobats are flipping. Palasha, the mermaid, is brought out in like a little crystal globe. She sings a solo. The mime is brought out. He does like a little funny interact with the audience. And then to top it all off, Mr. Light himself does some acrobatic routines that seem inhuman. I mean, you guys have seen, you know, monks at work or like assassins that are very dexterous, but like Mr. Light, he's blowing them away. He looks like he is literally flying with what he can do.
How does he do that?
He catches your eye and kind of gives you a wink, almost as if he heard you. And then finally, when he finishes routine, he settles down, again, cross-legged on that acrobat ring, and he's lowered to the ground slowly. And this show has gone on for about like a half hour. All kinds of tricks. Everyone in the carnival has done something. And Mr. Light finally just like settles down, looks very solemn. He goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, that was all I had for you. And I am sad to say that tonight is already half over. I have hoped that I have shared in part of your story and making memories that you will remember forever. But I want you to be active participants in your destinies. So this is my favorite part of the night, where I stop performing and I let you do the work. If anyone, whosoever in this audience, would like to get up here on the big stage and put on a show and make memories, I enthusiastically invite you to do so." And the lights suddenly come up all over the crowd, as if inviting someone to take the stage.
I rush the stage, throw my cloak off.
Oh God!
I'm too sexy for my cloak. Too sexy for my cloak, don't you guys?
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna roll a performance.
I used to be so green. And
You're gonna roll performance at disadvantage because you are traumatizing some children.
Son of a bitch! Performance, I already have a -1.
That's hold on. So first roll's a 15
Oh,
and a 17. How you like
What?
that, apples, Benny's mom?
are you kidding me? Okay.
Too sexy for my shirt. Too sexy for my shirt.
So
Sexy.
people
Uh,
people like rush their children. I keep like leaning out of frame. People rush their children out of here. But the adults that are left over are like entertained by this.
Oh, God.
The rest of you who remain, the three of you, you can see that they like have like double mugs of ale in hand. Like these people are blitzed, so that's why if I
It's not easy not being green.
you're like, oh my god, I didn't know they had an after dark show here. Woo! People are like goblin, goblin, and like they're throwing coins at you.
Mm-hmm. You know what's up, bitches? Where's my skin?
I'm just imagining like this bizarre Chip and Dale's routine.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's not
So
easy.
I can't believe I'm saying this at this point with this display, but for the adults of the carnival, the mood goes up by 1.
Oh, God.
what's up now? You know what's up.
You finish your dance, and Mr. Light just sits there astounded. He's just like, ladies and gentlemen, I am of the Shadar High Elves of the Shadowfell, and I have therefore lived for many years, decades, centuries even. In all of my life, I have never witnessed anything like this.
Of course.
This memory would be burned into my mind for the rest of my life. And I travel the Feywild, so I will live for many lifetimes. And yet, no matter what I see in the Feywilds, this, he points down to all of Lix. He's like, this will haunt my dreams. But, so you know how to put on a show. I can say the crowd loves you, give it up, and the crowd starts like going crazy for him again. I can just say that.
Skin! Where's Mr. Dark?
My associate is Mr. Light, Mr. Witchlight. That's where we get the name for the carnival. But I don't know about your skin, but I would love to meet you sometime after the show.
My skin.
I guess I don't know about your skin, sir. I think you might have too many of our laughing ales, if you know what I mean. But I must attend to the happiness of the carnival. But once I am sure that everyone here is happy. I would love to meet you and learn about your skin and why you feel this is appropriate. But until then, until the carnival is happy, I wish all of you the best night of your lives, and I am going to go drink. Good night. And he claps.
I'm gonna put my robe back on and sulk.
He claps, and this like a rainbow poof of smoke suddenly goes, and confetti just he's gone, and the big top is returned to normal as people file back out into the carnival.
Good show, Lix. Somehow it was more tolerable when viewed at a distance.
Yeah.
Felix, I have read on the greatest horrors of the universe, and I have seen a number of them. And absolutely no monster I have fought or crime scene I have witnessed can compare to the sight of your half-naked gyrating body.
Too sexy for my shirt.
I am less of a man for having witnessed this.
So's Modded.
All right, so you guys, you know that you have increased the happiness quite a bit as you have filed back out into the big top. You see a lot of those adults like getting more drinks. And they're like, hey, you see that goblin? He was bigger than you, man. It's like, oh, shut up! And it's just like they're wrestling each other. They're drinking. You see, people are like going through like, oh, Palasha's show is so beautiful. I'm so glad she didn't get traumatized by that heckler. You see kids, it's like going through like, oh, the snail race was awesome. Did you see when that guy just like kicked the other guy off of his snail? Like you could hear people starting to like report the things that are going on. The vibe is good, but it's not quite there yet. There's still a couple people looking sour. You see, Benny's mom is ranting at one of the managers. That orc is still like just like, stress eating cotton candy.
There's also a centaur that seemed to be sad.
Yes.
I think I'll ride on the carousel is in order.
All right, so as you, actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I got an idea. So you guys go to the carousel, yeah, and you see, sure enough, it's kind of sad, the carousel, honestly. It's a little, there's 8 horses, in pairs of 2, and they're going along to a rather kind of like discordant tune. This place hasn't been tuned for a while. The paint's kind of fading on like half of the horses, and you do see this very colorful centaur. She's wearing the butterfly wings. The staff wears them too. And she's very, very colorful in her outfit. But despite that, yeah, as she takes you guys in, like lets the last ride off, lets you guys on, she's like, "Hello, welcome to the carousel. Just pick a horse and give me your ticket to punch and enjoy your ride."
Oh, she looks so sad with her little butterfly wings.
What is troubling you, minor Palomino friend?
She kind of looks down. She goes, "Oh yes, it's too much for. I don't want to bother the guests. I'm sorry. I'll be happier. Hi, welcome to the carousel." She like tries to force a smile.
Persuasion. Shit. That's like a 9.
Yeah, she's kind of just brushes her hair her face. She goes, "Hi, I'm sorry. I don't want to trouble you."
Oh no, you're not trouble at all. We just want to make everybody happy here.
She goes, "Oh, thank you. It's not your. I should be making you happy. I am so sorry. Is there something I can do for you?" She gives you an awkward smile.
Why don't you join us in this carousel ride?
She looks down at her horse body. She's like, I kind of can't get on them.
Is that what is putting you out? That you can't ride the carousel?
She kind of just looks over and she's just like, I actually never rode a carousel. I mean, I had a horse once, but that's a different story.
Sounds like a fun story.
Oh no, it was not a fun story at all.
Oh.
It's just, don't make a deal with a hag is all I'll say.
Well,
No.
we cannot let this be. I shall do something about it. And I would like to investigate the carousel for the weakest, oldest looking horse.
All right, go ahead.
A very bad investigation, so it's going to come out badly. Hey! 18!
Oh wow. So you do notice that there are 4 pairs to make 8 horses. 1 in each pair is very nicely still painted. And they have like words painted in gold on their side. And the other half of each pair is their paint is fading and a lot of the words are not so good. And she sees you investigating the horses. She goes, "Oh yes, this attraction is in disrepair. If you wanted to do something, you could fix it, but should I be asking customers to do work?"
Well, I had no intent of fixing it, simply doing this. And I'm going to take out my quarterstaff and beat one of the weaker horses and try and just rip it out of the carousel.
She comes over and gets in front of you to stop you, so you have to like hit her to do it.
Oh, I'm not gonna hit her.
She's like, no, please don't, no, please don't break the attraction.
Then how would we fix
Then
the
how
carousel?
can you ride it?
I don't know. I don't need to ride it. It's okay. I just need to. I guess if you really want to help, and she's like a line forming. She looks very uncomfortable right now with you guys like kind of being so immovable. And she's like, I guess if you really want to help, you could just help me figure out the names of the right horses. And
Very well.
she points to each horse and she shows you that the well-painted horse, his name is painted in full. And the other ones are not. They're missing some of their paint. So she shows one. You're like, this one's name is Fortune, and this one you see B with 3 empty spaces.
Well, it is an old saying that fortune favors the bold.
And she just looks at you blankly. She's like, I've never heard of that. Could that be it?
I think it might be.
And she paints bold on the second horse, and it suddenly like glows in like almost like gets a new coat of paint just with that.
Fall prone.
Bartleby hop shot strikes again.
She paints prone on the next one, and it doesn't do anything.
Fall.
All right. So you guys, I'm really sorry to do this, but I really have to go to the bathroom. So if you guys want to role play amongst yourselves, figure this puzzle out, I'm going to go super fast, like 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere.
Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself.
As I trip as I go.
Yeah.
I may take advantage of the same thing, so Bartleby goes to the back of the carousel, and he disappears.
Stitches get snitches.
It's only 4 letters though.
All right, what's the deal?
So there are there's 4 horses that have clearly written names on them, and then
Okay.
4 next to those that's where the names are somewhat faded. So
Okay.
the one that had a clearly written name Fortune is next to one that apparently is Bold. We figured that out. Now there's one Fall, and next to it is one that's PR with 3 missing letters. And it was not Prone.
Oh.
We have Stone, and then M blank blank S, Stitch, and blank blank N blank. So given the first one was Fortune favors the bold, I think we need to consider like colloquialisms
All right,
and
I return.
phrases.
What'd you guys think?
Figure out the others.
Did you figure anything out?
Pride.
Pride. So yeah, you paint Pride, and the next horse comes to life. It like is just vibrant paint again, matches its fellow. And as you start to do this, as these two are repaired, you start to see that the attraction itself lights up, and the music starts to sound a little bit better. It's a little bit more in tune.
Oh, yes, that's it. That's it. Just 2 more. Just a little more.
Bold. Pride.
Stone.
Moss.
Moss. So she paints Moss, and the third horse takes to life, and it starts like the attraction's looking even better.
Damn, you got rid of this. Nice.
Stitch.
Say the names again.
Oh yes, we have it in our chat actually, Rygar, if you could see it. But it's Fortune and Bold, Fall and Pride, Stone and Moss, and the last one is Stitch, and the last one is blank blank and blank.
9.
9. So you say 9, she kind of looks confused and goes to paint it. Then she's like, wait, my paint is gone. Where's my paint? Who has, what are your passive perceptions?
13.
11.
11.
Okay, so you at the 13, unless Lix suddenly has a great perception. What does Lix have?
11.
Oh yeah, so you, Bartleby, you see suddenly, you see a kind of like trail of paint footprints leading off from the carousel. They look like bird feet. And you see like around the corner, kind of making its way out an escape, is a Kenku carrying the bucket of paint.
I'm going after him. Halt, Kenku!
It sees you and just like it goes ah! And starts running away.
I run after it.
All right. Oh. So the Kenku suddenly like sees Benny carrying a big bucket of popcorn. She knocks Benny over in your way.
Yeah.
You make a dexterity save if you try to dodge Benny.
Screw
Or a
Benny.
strength check if you want to push your way through Benny.
Dex 8.
8. So you trip over Benny.
Oh, Benny.
I
Thwart
just pick
again.
myself straight up and I continue on. Halt, Kenku! Never been to City Guard!
Okay, you suddenly see the paint can is just laying discarded, like spilt, next to one of the stalls, and the Kenku footprints turn into human footprints, and like go away.
Scoop up the paint. Would I have to do an Arcana check or something to determine Out of game, I have an idea, but I want to confirm it in game.
What are you suspecting?
Out of game, I think this might be a Were-Raven.
A were-raven. Okay, you can try to Arcana.
That is going to be a 23.
You notice that the paint footprints of a human are actually an illusion.
Strange. Why cast illusionary human prints?
She's trying to throw you off the trail or something.
We shall see if we encounter this Kenku again. I'm going to return to the carousel with the paint.
All right. So that last little bit of paint, you're able to eke out a 9. And with that, the carousel springs fully to life. And you can start to hear the music playing much better than it did. And they all look nice. It's very lit up. And like there's a little horse on top that's spinning with the tune. This is like good as new. She looks amazed. She actually looks a little bit happier now, this centaur. And she's like, would you like to go for a ride now? You should be the first ones to do this.
Yes, but not until after I take care of this little brat. And I'm going to pick Benny up by like the collar of his shirt and just hold him up in the air. Just like, do you know what I do for a living?
Why are you doing this to him?
He tripped you.
I don't believe it was intentional.
Wasn't it?
The first time it was, yeah. in the big top.
Yep.
So Benny's just like, are you a magician? Do you pull people out of your hat?
I'm gonna like pull out my hand out of my pocket with the iron knuckles on it. Guess again.
You are a jeweler?
Oh, you stupid child. Listen here, and I'm gonna whisper in his ear. For a living, I kill people. Do you want that to happen to you?
He's just like white as a sheet. He's like,
very good. Then stay out of our way.
He just goes like, walks back slowly to the popcorn tent, and his mom's like, there you are. You spill your popcorn, dear. Do you need another one? Should we get 2? He's just like, I had enough popcorn.
You need to
And he
check
just
that
walks.
bitch's pockets to see how much money she brought.
He just walks slowly away.
We are becoming murder hobos.
Apparently.
Or just kid bullies.
They're threatening to murder hobos.
I doubt we're actually gonna do anything to him. I just want him to stop tripping us at opportune moments.
Benny.
All right, so yeah, you return to the others, and the centaur has now like gotten everything ready for you. She's putting fresh new saddles on the carousel horses. She's like, are you all ready?
Yes, now for an innocent diversion of a children's attraction.
Yes, let us mount up.
All right, she punches each of your tickets and puts you on. And you start spinning. And the horses going up and down. It's a very pleasant ride. The music kicks in. And then they start going faster and faster. And they go so fast that the world around you blurs. You don't feel it though somehow. You still feel like it's a comfortable ride, even though you're like going almost like just ridiculous speed. Your hair should be blowing in the wind. The carnival blurs around you. Everything becomes just multicolored like tornado. The sounds and everything are cut off. And all of you suddenly hear a voice in your heads echoing in like the deepest parts of your brain. And you just hear, I know what you lost. I see. Yes, your skin. Your secrets. Your innocence. And that thing. All you lost that day can be reclaimed. But you must take a journey that none have taken before you. I see a hag. Green skin, grungy hair, big bulbous eyes. She sits in a cottage in the swamp. She has your things. She was given to them by Mr. Witch and Mr. Light.
Yes.
They won't admit it, but this carnival is under the ownership of the hags of the Hourglass Coven. They steal the happiness and innocence from people and trade it as currency in their homes. And it will keep happening. And Mr. Witch and Mr. Light will keep denying it so they can keep the carnival running. But you must use this knowledge to save everyone's lost things, or this carnival will soon become the very thing it sought out to not be. And with that, the ride suddenly starts to slow down. You start to hear the carnival music again, see the sights return to normal. And it comes to a stop.
Did anyone else just hear that?
Very
No.
unusual
No.
voice.
I heard kick Mr. Light's ass.
I don't think that's what it was saying.
Think, mine companions, we may have just been given a quest.
Yes, to kill the hag?
To reclaim that which we lost.
I think that hag could kick my ass. Not gonna
My,
lie.
my secrets, Lix's skin. But which of you lost your innocence, and which of you lost that which not even our mysterious interloper would reveal?
Well, I certainly haven't lost my innocence. I'm quite innocent. I think we can all agree on that.
Then
Well,
what was it that
I've never lost anything.
what was it that you lost?
Well, I don't remember. I think it was very important, though. In fact, I think I've never been the same since.
That leaves you.
There's a clopping now as the horse, the centaur, she kind of gallops over to you guys. She's like, "It was beautiful. You should have seen the way you guys spun. Oh, it's like the old days again. Thank you so much."
Oh, certainly. Glad to be of assistance.
Yes. Neverwinter City Guard always helps a citizen in need. And the Neverwinter Academy always does academic stuff.
Well, I can already see. And she looks over and you see like people are starting to kind of give a second look to this place, and they're starting to come over in like large crowds. She's like, "Oh, I can already see people returning to this attraction. I haven't seen it this busy in years. Oh, I'll see so many children's smiles again."
Fantastic.
And with that, even the orc now is in line. He's like, "Yeah, horses! Woo!" And he looks like he's ready to go. And it looks like the place has now gotten happier. Happy enough, perhaps, to charm even the most stubborn of hearts.
Hey, we filled the game.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And you guys kind of, make way out of the carnival or out of the carousel to let the more people on, let them all have a good time. The centaur gives you a very excited wave as she sees you guys off. And just as you turn around to face the rest of the carnival, you see this dude in your face, this very chubby bugbear in overalls and a jack-o'-lantern for a helmet. He's just
Right,
like, "Hello, I'm Burley.
yes, you are.
That's my name."
It also is a very apt descriptor.
"Oh, thank you. I try to keep my routine on the weekends, but no, that's not why I came here. The boss wants to see you."
I do not think that
Boss?
arguing with you would be a good idea.
"Yes, Mr. Witch and Mr. Light. They know what you've been doing here, and they would like to meet with you."
Oh. Well, at once then.
Look, you could snap me in half with your pinky.
No, I won't do that. That's more my brother Hurley's thing.
Snappy.
At least it was before. Anyways, let's go see the bosses. And he takes you guys. He takes you. If you follow, he takes you down. Past the middle again, over to the big top. And this time you see some acrobats putting on a show at the big top. He kind of leads you, skirts you around them, and you see a kind of back flap to the big area tent. And this is the staff area. And you see that big thick wall of brambles again blocking your way. But he immediately says, happiness starts with a smile. And they part for him. And he leads you all into the staff area. And he takes you to a little circle of carts. You see these, horse-drawn carriages must be the living quarters. You see some like the clowns and dancers and stuff going to and fro, getting ready. They're kind of half-dressed. And he takes you to the last one, a green one with horses painted on it. Looks much more nice and extravagant than the others. And the door is ajar, and inviting you in are Mr. Light and another Shadar-kai elf gentleman in a suit with a gold timepiece that you can assume is Mr. Witch.
And Witch und Light, I presume?
Mr. Light kind of turns, and he's still holding his little gold scepter thing, and he's like, "Ah, yes, it is I indeed, and you've brought your well-dressed gnome or goblin friend with you."
He is dressed now, thankfully.
Yes, we have been excited to meet you. We have much to discuss. He kind of invites you in. So please enter and close the door behind you. As you know, I am Mr. Light, and this is my associate, Mr. Witch. And Mr. Witch is going to give you a very polite nod. We are the proprietors and owners of this carnival. We make it our goal to bring happiness across the realms. And you have done us a great service today in bringing much excitement and mostly happiness in your time here. My scepter here tells me the emotions and memories of those around. I can detect when this place's happiness is at its peak, and I can tell where it comes from, and you four are just filled to the brim with happy memories.
Then your scepter must not work properly in my case.
Oh no, I can see a dark cloud hanging over you, but despite your trauma of the past, you are still bringing happiness to others. And that is not to be discounted, my friend.
It certainly was not intentional.
Where's my skin?
Yes, you keep asking about that. What is this skin you speak of?
You took it, man.
Mr. Witch pipes up at this point. He kind of tightens his tie and he goes, "The Witchlight Carnival is not responsible for any thefts that may happen on the scene.
No, you stole it.
We're not in the business of theft. We only bring happiness."
Mm-hmm.
I believe he's saying that you happily took his skin.
When was your skin stolen from you?
Last time I was here.
And what do you remember?
Man.
What do you remember about that day?
I don't remember anything, but you stole it. That guy, that voice told us you did it.
He goes, "Again, I apologize, but legally there is no grounds for your claim." And Mr. Light kind of steps in. He goes, Now, we can resolve this nicely. As you say, we are not responsible for any thefts. We would hate to leave you with this frown on your face. So please tell us in detail what it was that was stolen from you that makes you angry. How did this happen? Did you come to the carnival with a ticket last time?"
I don't want to talk about it.
Maybe
I'll just make everybody unhappy.
No, please don't. No.
That's what we'll do.
No. We can come to an agreement, please.
I think we want to make Benny and his mom very unhappy and spread it throughout the carnival.
Mr. Witch pulls his light aside. You hear him kind of whisper, but you can still hear it. He's like, "No, we're already making several lucrative payments to Benny and his mom. We can't afford another lawsuit." There's like, yes, no, please. Okay, listen. So you say you lost your skin. What did these
make it so
voices
you-
tell you exactly happened?
I mean,
Did you
we
say-
could make it so that you don't have to pay Benny's mom.
Hey, Percival, why don't you tell this guy?
Oh yes, that is what I do. That is my profession. I make people disappear. I kill them. I execute them professionally.
Mr. Witch is just like rubs his eyes. He's like, all right, we cannot go down this route. Listen, okay. We're going to settle this as quickly as possible. Just please tell us exactly what did these voices say? How did they say we have your skin? They told you I have your skin personally.
They said you gave it to the hag. We know about that.
And they look at each other now like very long, meaningful look.
You
And,
are indeed associated with the Hourglass Coven.
And their eyes go wide now. And Mr. Witch just like takes his pocket watch and he goes, look at the time. I must go attend to an appointment. And he's like burst out of the carriage.
Can I grab his leg? And
Oh, yeah,
like
sure.
Like a
Go.
kid
You're
trying
gonna
to ride
Benny
it.
him?
Yeah.
All
What do
right.
I need to roll? I'm literally gonna ride his leg like a child.
You can try to grapple him.
All right. What would I roll?
So he's going to try. Actually, you can have advantage because he's not expecting it. So you would roll like athletics with advantage.
So first,
He's just going to try and burst out with his athletics. He got a 6, so not a high bar.
Yeah, that's gonna be an 18 plus 2 for a 20.
All right.
Nice.
So you grab his leg, and as he's going out, you just like timber, just boom, out the cart. He falls. His little watch goes scattering across the ground. And you start to see some of the clowns and like workers start to like pause, and they kind of gather around to see what happened.
Holding on and just not letting go.
Say, oh, please, light, give me something here. And Mr. Light is like, okay, please. We can tell you whatever you want to know. Just please don't make a scene here.
Very well then, and I'm going to pull Witch back into the cart and close the door.
He kind of brushes it off and goes, we cannot speak of that name that starts with an H that you just taught us. We are bound by a pact to not speak of them. We cannot tell you what activities may or may not be happening on the grounds.
Besides you falling.
Well,
But
that's not very useful at all, then, is it?
Well, what if
Are we-
I was to ask a very detailed question, and all you had to do was say yes or no?
they nod.
Well then, are you in league with the Hourglass Coven to steal from the people who come and visit your carnival?
Mr. Witch shakes his head. Mr. Light nods yes.
I'm going to insight the living shit out of this.
Okay.
Can it be investigation instead?
No, it cannot. So they look and Mr. White like sigh. Mr. Light steps forward. He sighs. He goes, "Look, we have a bargain. We have struck against our will. We cannot speak further on it, but know that we do not condone the thefts that may or may not have happened on our grounds. But we simply have to accept them."
How could they be reversed?
So what?
How could they be reversed?
They look at each other again, and Mr. Witch goes, if someone were to say a certain phrase in the Hall of Illusions, they might be able to go to where the lost things are kept.
What was that phrase you said before at the head? Happiness starts with...
No. Happiness is a smile. That is not it. It goes much deeper than that. And he kind of, you start to see him suddenly like kind of gag. He's like, oh, and he starts spitting out. It smells like maple syrup, like tree sap, a mix of that, like coming out of his mouth. He takes his hand out of his mouth and it's like sticky. He's like, I can't talk about it. Light, please. And Mr. Light goes, I think I have something. And he takes out goes through his belongings. He has a little book, and it's a book of the Feywild. It's just kind of a guide of all kinds of creatures of the Feywild. And the page he turns you to is a page of something called Prismere. It seems to be a kingdom ruled by a beautiful fairy godmother named Zabilna. And it just kind of has a map of Prismere. It's like a nice place to castle and like beautiful forest, very fairy tale and scenic.
Is this where we will go if we speak this phrase in the Hall of Illusions?
They nod.
Is the phrase here in this book?
Mr. Light takes the book and turns to a page, and he just points to that page. And on the page it says, "Hither, thither, here and there, wander yonder, show me there."
Well, my friends, I think our past has been made plain to us.
Indeed. Off to the Hall of Illusions.
Yes, let us pay a visit to Prismere and see if we can get back that which not only we, but many visitors to this place have lost.
Mr. Light puts his hand on your shoulder, and he's like, "Please do be careful. We deeply apologize for what happened to you. We really did not mean for it to get this far, but if you do mean to go there, then go at your best, use all of your wits, and mind the rule of 3. Past, present, and future."
A question for you. What is the would something happen if we remove our wings while on the premises?
They shake their heads, yes. They nod their heads, yes.
Shame. I always feel better traveling in my overcoat. Oh well.
They say this, yes, the thieves tend to target those who don't have tickets. That is why we enforce the rules so strictly.
And
if there were thieves, that is. And you start to see him start to kind of like itch. You see his fingers like sprout mushrooms. As he goes like, if there were thieves here, of course.
Of course.
The wings serve what purpose?
They let us know who is a paid customer and who isn't, who belongs here in the carnival.
I see.
Yes, go, be well, mind the rule of 3, and if you happen to find a very ornate mirror in the Hall of Illusions, it might interest you. Adieu, my friends. And they shuffle you out.
Have you not anything to give us that might assist us?
Mr. Light kind of thinks for a second, and he goes in his trunk. And then suddenly you start to hear him yell in pain. And he turns back, and his hand is now like covered in mushrooms. It's like, ah! And Mr. Witch just like grabs him and he goes, "No, we cannot help you any longer. Leave this place."
I'm going to touch his hand and oh no, that's just for me. Never mind.
That's just for me.
I was going to cast false life on him, but it's a self spell.
Mr. Witch grabs you and goes, "That's enough. Thaco, please get them out of here." And you see this like grumpy like middle-aged clown come out, and he's like, yeah, I got him. You guys come out, come on, let's go.
I'm sorry, what did you say your name was again?
It's Thaco the clown.
Ah, so you, sir, have an armor class of 0.
He just kind of looks at you funny. Goes, yeah, I don't hear that joke every day. And he
if you get that,
you
drop
guys
it
out.
in the chat. Boom.
So yeah, you guys find yourself outside the wall of thimbles again, and just thorns again, and it just like closes.
Well, I suppose we had better go straight to the Hall of Illusions.
Yes. Let us pay a visit to Prismere.
No. Oh, what?
That's
What?
where we're going.
I don't understand you.
He meant yes.
He said no.
You are white like a bizarro.
Are you going to the Hall of Illusions then?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, you go to the Hall of Illusions. You see that mime again. He punches your tickets to let you in. As you go in, you see several employees now. Clowns, fairies, that bugbear with the helmet from before, the jack-o'-lantern helmet. They're gathered around that halfling woman. And she's just like sobbing. And she's like, "I tell you every time, Ruben went inside and he never came out." Like, "Yes, ma'am, things get lost around here, but we'll find him. We'll find him." And they're trying to assure her, but you know now, armed with the knowledge that you have, that Ruben might not come back.
Uh-oh.
Be able We may be able to see about that.
Bye-bye, Ruben.
It's the wall of thimbles. So I know, Rygar. That would be quite a sight. Maybe if they ever make it to the Feywild. Oh, I forgot about this. So as you take one last look at the carnival, you see the sights. You see this freaky clown statue waving goodbye to you. That's just something I wanted to use earlier and forgot. Rowan just like panning over it. That's so great. You see this this clown statue. It kind of like creaks as it waves to you.
Get out of here.
Bartleby waves his left hand,
Yeah, I'm out.
and you notice probably for the first time that on it is a glove with a mouth embroidered on the palm.
Whoa, okay.
Peculiar glove you have there, sir.
Controls sound.
Right. Okay, so that the clown punches your ticket. You enter the Hall of Illusion. It's it's one of those it's a big tent with a wall of mirrors on either side. They bend to different angles. You have to kind of figure your way out. But it's actually easier to figure your way through because you're not seeing your own reflection confusing you. As you go in, you see a reflection of yourselves when you were children. And as you walk through, your future or your past selves grow. They become teenagers. Bartleby, you see yourself going with your parents, and you remember, the good times you had with them, and then suddenly, like a blink, they're gone, and like your teenage self is going alone in the world now, looking much just like, knowledgeable of the world's ways and just weary than before. Maudie, you see yourself, as a kid, you see yourself as a teenager, you see yourself with an arm around a mermaid, like a hot-looking mermaid.
Hell yeah.
And you go to kiss her, and then the next mirror, she's gone.
Oh.
And you are yourself again, clad in your simple acolyte robes, looking very just drab and lonely.
My life sucks.
Lix, you see your green self like strutting around town. You're happy. You're like with the goblin warbands, winning battles, winning victories for your clan, and then like suddenly you're albino, and you see looming over yourself as you're kind of like mourning your loss of skin. You see this like toad-looking hag like looming over you, and then just like that, she's gone. And Sir Percival, you see yourself some years ago walking around the carnival. You look exactly the same, pretty much. You're walking, you're enjoying the carnival life. Suddenly, you reach into your little sack at your satchel at your side, and you pull out a stick of gum, a fresh new package of gum. You pull out that first stick, and you savor that first stick of gum, and then you're walking, chewing the gum, and then next panel, your gum is gone. Perfectly good package of gum, with only one stick missing, is gone from your life.
This is all about gum for you?
Do they see the same things?
They only see themselves.
Okay.
Oh, never mind. Wait, this is all about gum.
And when you make it to the end, all of the halls of mirrors lead to this last one. This one that has an ornate frame. And you all see yourselves now in your current forms as a group. Perfect reflection, no alterations.
Gather that neither witch nor light is there.
Except, yeah, unlike this art, the patrons are not there.
There's my skin.
I've seen it. I've seen what I was missing.
What?
Was my wintergreen. Yes. My favorite pack of gum. Gone. Forever. That's when my life fell apart.
They stole your gum. This is absolutely unbelievable.
Isn't it?
Are you fucking kidding me right now? This is all about gum?
Yes, that is when I turned to a life of crime.
What the name of... How many people have died because of your fucking gum?
Countless numbers. Countless. 600? 10,000? I don't know.
out of game for a quick second. What's everyone's alignment?
I don't know.
Little evil.
Chaotic neutral.
It's hard being the only good character in the party.
I imagine Monty's pretty good, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just do
I'm
what I
not, I'm
want.
not. I'm not bad or anything.
it's a more evil party than usual. All right, so you stand before this mirror now, knowing all which you've lost, and at the end of the line.
I'm going to take off my things, stuff them in my knapsack, and put my coat back on. I feel
You
my-
see the image, a darkness swirls in the mirror like it's been stained with ink. And you see, looks to be a little girl, but dirty clothing tattered. And she has a pig mask on that's like beat up.
Is Medora's mask?
And she's like peering at you.
Hey, look at that!
Hello, little girl.
She kind of smiles and then like reaches a hand out to you.
Oh, hells no.
What was that incantation?
Do you remember it?
Hither und thither, here und there. Show me here, show me
Wander yonder, show me where.
over yonder, show me there.
And with that, she looks like she cocks her head confused and then like looks at you all again very meaningfully and then like immediately rejects her hand and just like goes back into the portal. As the portal now turns a shade of blue and looks more like cosmic with stars dotting it. Much more peaceful, like the one in the picture. All that's left is for you to take your first steps into the Feywild.
Yes, I'm in.
Nice.
Dive in first.
You dive in, okay. Who's next?
I go.
All right, Monty is out. Two in, two
Geronimo!
left.
Yes.
Percival leaps in. And Bartleby, as you go to take that last step, you steel yourself to jump and join the others. You suddenly hear a voice behind you. And there stand Witch and Light, looking very solemn. And Mr. Light says, "Mind the rule of 3, future, past, present. Find the alicorn and free the dormant queen." And they turn and leave.
Flip my collar up and say after them in Elvish, "Thank you for your help. We will save the world."
And the last thing you see is they turn and give you a grave nod, and then turn to each other and kind of give each other a hopeful yet sorrowful look as the world fades around you, and you are plummeted into a mass of stars, cold, hot winds, swirling colors. And on the other side waits the Feywild, Prismere, and perhaps the things that you've lost. But that will have to be a story for another time.
Very good.
The end.
Oh,
Good. Yay! Clap, 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 clap.
that was fun.
Yeah.
That was
You all had fun. That was the beginning to Wild Beyond the Witchlight, which is a wonderful little campaign that I've been running. I hope you all had fun, and I am running this professionally on startplaying.game. So if you want to see what happens next, you are invited to seek me out on there. I'm Sergio Solorzano. But as far as this channel goes, we have lots of other fun things. We hope to be back in the studio with Basilica next week. But before then, on Friday nights, all the Friday nights in October and possibly November, we have some horror-themed games happening to change things
so
up.
much fun. Yeah.
Yes, and this Friday, we have the first true horror game we've run so far. Last week, Roman ran a super fun web of intrigue. He somehow managed to cram a whole mystery into 3 hours. I don't know how he did it, but it was amazing. You should watch that. It's on our videos tab. But next week, Aza is running her first game for the channel and a true horror game. What do we have to look forward to, Aza?
Indeed, the name will be revealed probably partway through session 1 as the players get into it. So for now, we're just gonna call it a horror game, and indeed, it is true horror. If you like playing games like Amnesia, or for some reason none other are coming to mind. But if you like playing those dark games, then you will enjoy watching this stream. So I hope you join us to get truly spooked.
Yes, that'll be Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific. Tune into the True Horror Game. Next Sunday, we should be back to Basilica and the Cudgel and finally take on this elemental evil eye cult.
Yes, please.
Watch Roman's thing is already there. It's hilarious. I hope you all had fun. And check us on social media at this stuff that's scrolling over here. TikTok, Facebook. Oh, I'm over here. TikTok.
Critical item.
Yes. TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. We got them all. Thank you as usual for Respawn. Yes, it's providing our comfortable chairs that I cannot wait to get back to, that Kevin is enjoying right now in the studio by himself.
Yes, my back is hurting.
I'm so sad right now. I'm
Right.
so lonely.
Yes, that was part 1 of Wild Beyond the Witchlight. Thank you again. Thank you guys for just causing chaos in that carnival. That was great. And
right.
fuck Benny.
Fuck Benny and his mom. All right, without that, I'm going to end the chat. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. See you next Friday.
Yeah, Friday at 8.
Hope to see
Bye,
you
everybody.
then.
Bye-bye.